Wow. Tier lists.
Yeah, more like tier lists.
You mean like crying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you might
No,
do.
I meant the Norse god.
Oh. Fear. Yeah. You know what it is? You know what does the fucking make me tear up though? Is Muramasa. Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Yep, the saddest game in history. I mean, it's actually up there.
It might
yeah,
be.
it could be.
Maybe maybe most depressing is more appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the most punished characters of anything ever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the other side would be. I guess Pun or
yeah,
Kurosawa, maybe.
Yeah, pick characters from this list who are not
games.
traumatized and scarred. yeah, we're saying games. Yeah, good point. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. We won't argue about whether or not this is
Shut up. Okay.
Also, Lou, 1080p to stream PFP icons. Yeah.
I know. Hey, dude, I gotta flaunt the nitro, man. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna rank the characters based on how much we like them, I guess, or how good they are.
Damn.
I don't know.
It looks like this. It does look like the stream is going. So, hooray!
Marvelous. Hey, look, it's Nita. It's Nita Yuhi, my favorite protagonist.
He's yeah, you know, he. It's been such a long, arduous trek with good old Nita Yuhi.
It was great seeing his growth throughout the story. Maybe we should say
he
spoilers.
got so much.
Yeah, for
I mean, his height. Oh yeah, spoilers. No one watched. Just no one watched this.
Yeah.
But especially don't watch this unless you haven't played Muramasa. I know. But it's for posterity. One day, we're going to, be in the news for reasons we'll get into later, and then people will find this later.
Yeah, the FBI agents who watch this are gonna love this. No.
I know, it's so good. I mean, my glowy does have a charmed existence. I will say that. But yeah, I will say, Nita, he did change in height over the course of the
story. And he became an attorney, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll set the tone. I think Nita. I'll say A, but B could be plausible.
I'm thinking B. I think he's a good middle ground. He doesn't really have enough time to do that interesting stuff compared to other characters. I mean, he's an interesting
he
guy
does
to
have
begin with.
He has a big moment of character growth.
He does.
And that's it.
And he gets his legs locked into a swastika every morning. Or into a manji, rather.
The purest romance.
So are we saying B then?
I'm fine with B. I won't.
I didn't get what Jaws' opinion was.
I would put him between B and C, so I'm fine with lower end of B.
Okay, let's make a new tier then. I guess. I mean, between you two and then me in the middle, he lands perfectly in B, I guess.
B's fine. And god damn it!
What the fuck?
Why is my heavy whipping cream frozen?
What are you doing?
Just trying to make a cup of coffee.
Right. Okay.
God damn it! I've done nothing to deserve that.
Continue to be Kurosawa.
You know who else did nothing to deserve what happened? Was Coconut-chan or whatever her name.
Maybe I could use maybe I could use mayonnaise and sugar, and it would be similar.
I can never remember her name. Is it Kokono?
Konatsu.
Kokonatsu?
Kokonatsu.
Oh yeah. It's
Kokonatsu.
It's Coconut. I like her more than you. I mean, it's cheating because she's the girl character, but I do like her the most out of the protagonist
Don't
trio.
You mean Quadrant? Yeah, Quadrio, Quadrat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, she's good. It's still early enough where I guess she would have to be A. If we were later in the list, it'd probably be B, but above Yuhi somehow.
We can. I think provisional A is good.
She gets more scenes later too.
Yeah. I mean, her later scenes add a lot to the earlier scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Tadayasu.
Yeah, B.
He's in his classic IC pose.
He's not better than he's not better than Yuhi, but he's cool. I like Tadayasu.
I think he would be the best out of the three.
Really, they have an interesting dynamic. The three of them. Like, I really like that early banter they have, where they're all like shit talking each other constantly. He becomes like kind of a sage, like philosophical guy in his blindness, in his blind wanderings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He becomes the noble Tiresias, warning others of their sin and hubris.
Yeah. I'm with. I think I'm with. I'm a bit with Jaws. I think he's better than Yuhi. I think he might be close to.
I would put all three of them in B, with like it being what's his name, Tadayasu.
Tadayasu,
yeah. Tadayasu,
Funatsu, and Yui, in that order.
I think I would go like this order for me.
I'm
have different
very
orders.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable. But I think Kokonatsu could be A. Because she
on.
I guess he
Wait,
likes. We like her struggle in the hospital and how she has like this kind of interesting revenge thing, I guess. And she's cute. I like her voice a lot. Remember when she fawns over her teacher? That's cute. And she's like, I'll be your slave. Yeah. She just has more funny
she has a lot
scenes.
of personality.
Yeah.
I think the stuff later, and we are just... I mean, spoilers have never mattered less than now.
There's no point skirting around it. They're also going to keep.
If anyone ever sees this, it's because they're a Muramasa fanatic. That no one casually plays Muramasa and beats it and cares about it.
Watches someone make a tier list without having played the game. Yeah, that's kind of weird. If that's you, viewer, we love you, but you should probably go play the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and be in prison maybe.
Okay.
When she comes back later as a nub, and is she's in the head of an evil conglomerate robot, and she is shrieking with pure hatred at Minato as she falls to her death, and he tries to save her by using his jet straight down. And
have you ever seen the Sonic Underground clip where the baby falls and the green Sonic tries to catch him and it hits the ground and explodes because it's like a baby robot, and then a single tear sheds from the guy's eye? That's what that scene was like.
Yeah, that was one of the most unique moments in stories I've ever experienced, where Minato is screaming no and plunging after this destroyed corpse of a person that's been put in a robot, and then and talks with a weird shrieking thing. And I think she's implied to maybe be on drugs.
She is definitely on drugs
at one point.
Yeah.
So she's like on meth. She's a head in a bed on meth, shrieking in pure malice as she plunges through the sky. Yeah. And his reaction is, rather than just pretending he didn't see it and trying to move on with his life like a normal person would,
also
is to
that's a cute almost Tokyo Ghoul touch. Is early on she has a move she does called like hummingbird kick that she does on Yuhi, and when the giant robot attacks them when they're on the train, way before you find out who she is, it shouts hummingbird or kick or something and attacks the train. And that's your clue for knowing it's her way before the reveal, is she's like hopped up on drugs and still spouting her like silly moves from back when she had legs. Yeah, that was a good touch. Well, we know who's the worst character of the group though. Oh, sorry go on.
She also, I think she's also the first character to establish the trope of every female character just kind of like pops their crotch out while they stand.
That's true.
Yeah. Which is,
she may have
like,
been
it becomes a calling card of.
That's how.
Yeah, that becomes a calling card of the series against all logic. I don't know how they came up with that. Yeah.
I mean, girls sometimes stand kind of like with their backs arched. I guess they took that to the extreme. Yeah.
Richard Williams, you know, the animator, you know, in his book, he actually talks about that as a design decision, saying confident, like hypersexual people tend to, you know, lead with their crotch while they're talking to you, and then more reserved people tend to cover their crotch and lean around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah, she does have a cool design too. It's kind. Her design is kind of paint by numbers, where it's very anime visual novel.
She looks like Shakugan no Shana. Yeah.
Oh,
it's kind of
and
Minori
Muramasa's
too.
a bit older, so it could plausibly.
No, Shana's older.
Yeah.
Shana's from like 2004. Muramasa's from 2010.
Well, I mean, it's like 5 years. I could see the guy who made this being a Shauna fan just based on time.
Yeah.
If that's a worthless thought, let's move on. But yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I put it there. It's Riko.
Yeah.
I think that's her name, isn't it? Riko.
Ritsu.
Ritsu.
I think it's Ritsu.
Maybe it's Ritsu. Yeah, that's it.
Ritsu.
Yeah, she sure got ahead in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. All she literally does is tease, like, Nita and Flash. It's really funny because he's always like, he's always like, we're such good friends. And then all his flashbacks are her being like, what are you trying to do? Look at my boobs. Haha, you pervert. Fucking punches him. It's like, she was just like a kind of a rude brat, but they all liked her. She would have been nice, probably.
Yeah.
She's not bad.
Why is he and not in... I mean, okay, I'm probably ranking them differently because I'm ranking them based on how they are written rather than how much
I'm saving D for this guy. And I don't think she's as bad as him. That's why.
And that's true.
So for now, I'm just putting her in C.
I'm
also
D for different reasons.
We can move them around later. Early on in the tier list, it's useful to just have a pivot on each tier.
She's kind of a do nothing character.
Yeah, she's the plot. Fine. She's a MacGuffin. She's almost a MacGuffin. Yeah.
There's so many fucking Ojos in this, you know, so many aristocratic ladies that go.
Her literal standard pose is her laughing, like with that pose. Like that's all she does. Yeah, that's kind of her character.
Yeah.
But now we have her biggest fan. Sensei.
Oh no.
Maybe we need to put a first one in S tier, I guess.
Yeah, this S for Sensei.
S for Sensei. Well, you know, he's had it rough. His daughter and wife died of disease. And
this is tricky because he's such a complicated character. Even his role in the story, it's hard to know how to feel about it.
He's
because he basically exists. Because he's a completely unimportant character that exists to set up the themes of the story and also just be gratuitous and crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
I'd say
Jaws,
A.
how do you feel about Sensei?
I think he's A.
I'd probably say B.
B? Okay.
I'd feel a lot better about B. I mean, do you find him super compelling as an antagonist?
I find him compelling. No. Like, he has more going on to him mentally than Coconut, for example. Like, he has, like, kind of interesting motivations and an approach. So I find that kind of interesting. Well, I'm happy with B, though. I don't mind B.
All Coconut has going on is, I sure love Sensei and being alive.
Yeah, but he loves beauty, and he wants to preserve it.
And having my arms and legs.
Yeah. He does some... maybe not everything he did was that great. I agree. But, you know, overall, I see good stuff.
Yeah, because kind of his thing is just to be a mouthpiece and go, okay, of all the... He kind of sets up for Sorimachi later, where he goes, okay, this is the worst of all options. Being someone that cowers from the horror of life and rejects reality and just wallows in angst and misery and inflicts on other people. This is the worst of all options to the horror. Even being a maniac who kills people for fun is better than this.
Yeah.
But on the same time, that kind of just makes him a mouthpiece for the values of the game. Like
his response.
It's hard to judge him.
His response to Rokuhara's like malevolence, or at least indifference, is to become even more evil than Rokuhara. Yeah. And he also acts as like an example because he also shows you how not to pilot a Tsurugi.
Yeah.
By freezing and falling to his death and exploding. So how would you rank him if we were going like horizontally? Not that we have to. What do you think? You think that's tricky, isn't it? Yeah.
He's better than Tadayasu for sure, I think. I don't know if he's better than Yui. I don't love Tadayasu. I mean, I think his role in the story is great, but I just don't gravitate towards him.
Different, like pitches on this.
Yeah,
it's like when I imagine like
I think like Tadayasu at least has like lots of like thematic.
Yeah, Tadayasu has a really cool scene at the end with Muramasa.
Yeah, his scene with
the teacher over Yui,
over Nita.
I'll allow it.
That's not
you
bad.
You can move him.
Yeah. That's not bad. He looks very menacing in the middle of this cluster. That's unfortunate.
Hello in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, also Kokonatsu, her placement makes her just kind of look like a head.
Jutting out of.
And now Yuji's off by himself, so he is just a head.
He's dead. This guy's just. Okay. Yeah, I forgot he existed. He's just like a shitty meme character who shouts, "I'm bad and you're bad too." Okay. Yeah, we don't have to do these.
He's just a real principle.
We can save the big hitters for last if you guys want, and I can jump to like this guy. I don't know.
Sure.
Sure. Okay, this guy's just like a D tier 2. He's just like a meme.
Yeah.
He just shouts.
Okay.
Sorry, Machi, or should we move on?
We went through all this stuff. We went through all this stuff organizing.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm like, well, hold on. Yeah. Well, maybe we should do chapter 2, guys, and wait a bit.
Okay, cool.
Let's do this guy because he doesn't do that much stuff.
Ukyo?
Yeah, Ukyo. He's got a lot. He's got some stuff going on. He's got more going on than you think initially.
Yeah, this was the part initially that sort of made me appreciate Muramasa.
Okay.
For the first time.
That's cool.
I mean, he best Simpsons reference in visual novels ever.
Wait, what?
When he comes back 100 feet tall and made of gold.
That's right. Because he won the lottery. I mean, he did kind of.
Yeah.
Look closer, Kagayaki.
I can't say I love his designer personality. I do like his role in the story and just how vindicated he is, where he has this psychotic faith that if he has this psychotic faith that if he keeps holding on to his love/lust that he had for this young girl 50 years ago, that eventually it'll somehow work out. And then, by God, her grandchild comes back and he still holds out faith and dies, and with more faith. And then, by God, my delusional belief that I could dig under the earth to find the ancient god that would give me my waifu, he was real, and then summons me back as a golden god at the end of the game.
I mean, that's that's like equal parts retarded and hilarious, but like I do love his scenes of just him hitting on a 15-year-old while the other guy, the Emishi guy, just like watches and is like, "Bro,
we can't,
you can't do this."
the Emishi guy's angle, like Grandpa Emishi, his whole shtick is, I used to be really broken up about my lost love, but I moved on and got a wife, and I realized what's really important in life. And then Ukyo's just lol.
Ukyo's just like fuck off. Yeah, and he ended up in a better position than that guy did for a while.
I mean, did Grandpa Mishi get to come back as a golden statue?
No? I enjoy Ukyo's thing where he seems like some disposable grunt, but then he turns out he's actually quite the capable swordsman and he has lots of experience.
Yeah,
like I keep saying Muramasa because I'm stupid. He gives Minato a run for his money there. I'd say at least B.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's A.
You put him over Konatsu, eh?
You would?
I'll allow. Yeah, I'll allow B.
Wait, you allow B? What are you thinking then?
It's either B or C. I don't love him, but I could go with either of those.
I think I'll say height of B at this point. Maybe we'll move Konatsu later in hindsight.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah, Konatsu will probably land around here. Oh yeah, very confusing ninja. What should do?
I think you skip. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. See, yeah. I'm changing history. Yeah.
I'll say C.
C, yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she's okay. I mean, they're okay.
I came upon this. I thought like I had like a different version of the game.
Yeah, I thought mine was fucked too. I was like, what? And I thought they were gonna do some joke, but they just never explained it, which is kind of genius. But yeah,
they have some good. They have some good moments, but they're also hard to watch. They're a little exhausting to sit through while they're just.
It's also one of my. It's also one of my least favorite like Tsurugi fights, like the ape fight. It's just like this constant sort of confusion, and then suddenly it's like, oh, there's other ones on the ground. We explode them.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I mean, Minato just has to do a fetch quest basically, where he runs off, kills someone else, and then easily beats them.
I wonder if those two other people in monkey suits also looked like women but were men. Who knows? Grandpa, he's kind of boring. I mean, he's not as good as Ukyo.
I'd say B.
You think so? Okay.
I would put him like close to the other guy.
Okay, you guys have more of a fondness for him than me, I guess.
Well, he's just a very straightforward archetype. He's just a cool old guy who's supportive.
I guess so. I mean, it was kind of cool when he armed his arm with a Tsurugi, and I do like his lines where when Minato's chopping wood and he comes up and is like, you shouldn't treat your Tsurugi like that. You're being kind of a dick. And Minato's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, just the old man mentor character that gives a little advice. And really shouldn't have trusted Minato as much as he did when you think about it.
Is the old man mentor more interesting than like psychotic, like crazy teacher who has this crazy plan about preserving the beauty of youth?
He's not more interesting than the teacher. He is definitely more likable than the teacher.
Okay.
Like I'd say I find like his dynamic with Ukyo more interesting.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I wish we had seen like one flashback with Grandma Ayane, because she does seem interesting. I would have liked to see what she looks like. I guess she just looked like her when she was young.
Exactly like her.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, she looks like old Ayane. She wears booty shorts and 15 belts and and leather. Okay.
Now we have Cutie A and Cutie B. Yeah.
Whatever. Una?
Something like that. Yeah.
I like the younger one more.
Really? I like the
she's
older
a much
one more.
better personality.
I know what you chose in the option for the rice balls. I chose the nicely shaped one.
They're probably both in B. I think the younger one has a more fun personality, and her back and forth with Minato is pretty funny, where she jumps on him, and the grandpa is like, "Get the fuck off of him, you idiot!" And Minato's like, "Ha ha ha! I sure enjoy hijinks."
I look forward to stabbing you later. No, and I like his dynamic with the older one too, though. Like I like all that stuff where they like flirt around, like, "Oh, if you want to settle down and marry someone," and she blushes and cooks for him and heals him. I like all these. Yeah. Also, they remind me a lot of.
And then Minato's like, "Old man, you better stop making me liking your grandkids. This is not a good idea."
It is dangerous to associate with me. Why does he keep saying that? I will say their dynamic reminded me a lot of Utoweru Mono. Like I played the beginning of that, another visual novel / tactics game, and they're also two sisters with like pointy ears, and one of them is more cutesy than the other one, and they're both blushu, and you're like an older man. Like, it's interesting that they both share this. I'd put them in B, and I'm gonna put them this way around. Oh wait, I guess Jaws should be. No, they're not. They have cool scenes. I like them. I think they have enough scenes that are interesting. That I'm not saying they're like as good as Tadayasu, but I think they have. I enjoy the scenes with them, and I like their designs. That's also important.
Are you saying C, Jaws?
Yes.
Okay, but if you put them in C, which way around would you put them, or do you not even care?
The older one over the
younger
one, because she gets like more to do. She's more of a character.
Yes.
this is a cold day in hell where Michi's choosing the ultimate character. I'd like the other way.
God damn it, great. Fuck, man. I don't know if I put them in C, I'd have to bump these down to D, and I'd have to make a whole new tier for these ones. I could do that. I could add another tier, but what do you guys think?
I think B is good, but you can put them in C if you want.
I don't.
It's not worth worth fighting over for me.
Okay. Well, how about we?
I understand C. I like them a little more than that, but I understand C.
Man, I'm torn now. I might put them.
We'll just do.
I'll put them at the top of C too, because Jaws hasn't been getting a lot of his opinions validated here, and also it looks nicer for the bell curve here, so that's fair. Fucking here's a heavy hitter. I think that's fair
because I'd put them on the low end to B.
Yeah.
Commissioner.
What about Daddy? Yeah, Daddy Dearest.
Eunuch Sama.
Yes.
I think he's like at the very top of B or the very bottom of A.
What the fuck?
I think he's A.
I would say he's S tier.
Really? Okay. I say A. I don't think he's S. I think he's quite S. I
think if you put him in S, we will run into conflict later of all the other people in S. Jaws hasn't had a lot of W's. Why don't we put him in the bottom of S for now and see what's up?
Yeah, okay. Sure. Well, we should talk about him more instead of just resolving this quickly and cutting it out, though, because we
should.
I'm interested in playing the sequels, the semi-sequel, because he's the protagonist and he's looking around for Warlord, for his Warlord son. He's like asking around, "Have you seen my Warlord son?" So I guess you'd see more scenes of him. My problem with
on my Warlord son.
Have you seen my son's brain? But I wouldn't put him in S just because I think he is we never get too much of a glimpse into him. We get occasional glimpses, but for the most part, he's like so focused on playing the like austere, not father figure that he becomes a bit dull.
I think we get enough of like what he is like as a character just by witnessing his behavior, the way he talks and things like that.
I think his character is pretty well fleshed out. I also think he's just very static and very, well defined.
Yeah, I say static is my issue. He has some great conversations.
He's someone that matured a very long time ago and hasn't changed a whole lot since then.
Yeah. It's also very satisfying. It's not like
he has a big arc or anything.
No. It's satisfying seeing where Kageaki got a lot of his demeanor from. Like when they talk to each other, it's very like it's almost like a mirror match of like solemn, like stone-faced guys just being like, "I see," to each other.
Yeah, they're both extremely polite.
Yeah, they both have like their arms crossed, and they're just like, yes, nod their heads politely.
They both are crippled by sexual frustration.
Well, yeah, it's like you don't really see, like when you like you could guess that they're related just from seeing them near each other, which you wouldn't think of. I know he's not related to technically either of them, obviously, but he was raised by them.
Yeah, but it took me way too long to figure. Well, I didn't figure it out. Like it had to be spelled out for me to realize that.
I'm not sure when I realized. Really, I mean, they don't give you a lot of hints. They just say like he works in the city in like an office.
Well, in my case, I didn't realize. I think it was with the order I played the routes, which might affect Jaws as well. I think I learned. I think I learned from Common Route that he was adopted significantly before I realized Commissioner was his adopted father, because it's easy to miss if you play the routes in a certain order. It just takes a while for you to really get it. I was. When I learned he was the adopted father, I was like, oh shit, like it just kind of hit me out of nowhere.
It's also interesting that he is the kind of, there's a lineage of like learning how to fight that starts with him, because he taught Minato how to fight, and then Minato taught Hikaru how to fight, which is cool. Okay, enough about him, I guess. Hey, the Shogun. I realized how much the Shogun looks like the Commissioner until I put them side by side. Quite a similar face.
I like the Shogun.
He's cool.
He's fine.
He's fine. Yeah, he's not amazing.
Kind of like the Commissioner. He's just a very straightforward archetype. He does his thing well. I like the way the other generals play off of him.
It's funny how you think they might do something subversive with him because he seems like the staunch tyrant who, rules with iron fist and is ruthless, but then when you talk to him, that's just what he is. Like, he's just like, oh no, I just love power and I want to take over everything. Like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Where's the love, though? That's the real question.
He forgot the love. That was his one mistake. That and hiring a treacherous clawed beast into his upper echelon.
Yeah.
But, we all make mistakes.
There is some hidden depth with him just because the way he manages his relationships is so weird. Where, like, Chacha says, one of the most interesting lines about him is when Chacha says, "You were way more of a father to me than that other bastard ever was."
Yeah, true.
Implying that he actually was pretty cool to her in the past. Although not cool enough to not get fucking murked.
This is going to sound weird, but I always saw their relationship as sort of like Netero and Pariston. Like he just has this kind of zany, kooky, like you would think would be polar opposite to him in the team, sort of to keep him on his toes in a weird way. Where he's like, well, they're very powerful, but they're also kind of nuts and hard to control. But maybe I need that, maybe that'll round out my my group here well enough, because the other ones he has like more authority over in a weird way. Like Yusadojin and him are like old army buddies. Raicho's his son, and then Shishiku is very like loyal.
You can't be friends with Shishiku.
He wanted to be friends with you though. If you play your cards right when you're a big asshole.
Also, other hidden depth with the Shogun, him passing over Raicho and trying to give the shogunate over to Kinuichi, that's interesting as well, because it also hints at complex family dynamics in the background that they don't really dig into.
Yeah, that's true.
Just kind of an interesting thought.
Yeah. So what do we think? Like, B?
I think a strong B.
Strong B, yeah.
I kind of default to B for characters I don't have strong feelings about. What about you, Jaws? What do you think?
Jaws?
Yeah, either like low A or top of B. Like, I'm fine with.
I'm fine with B. Do you think we should do the generals now? What do you think?
Sure.
We kind of feel like we should leave Chacha for later, though.
Yeah, that's
let's order them like this, maybe. Shishiku, he's okay. He's the least interesting of the generals, I think.
He is. He's better as you go along.
Wait, what, Joss? You think he's the most interesting?
No, I said I would say Raicho is the least interesting.
I think Raicho is the least interesting for like a long stretch, but then he becomes more interesting at the end.
Yeah, I started out really not liking Raicho. By the end, I liked him quite a bit, actually. Because Raicho's just a bumbling, stupid fuck up for most of the routes. Then in the last third of the true route, you realize, like, oh, he's actually this really fucking cool guy that just has never been in a situation where he can shine,
Yeah, I mean, that's this one saving grace rather than, like, it doesn't salvage the rest.
I don't think Shishiku is that interesting normally, because he's just, like, being, like, kind of, like, hard-ass, like, haha, yeah, guy. I think Shishiku's biggest problem is I think his most interesting stuff is in the true routes, like with Kageyaki, where he talks about like having a brother who died and shit. Like him in the Kane route doesn't really come off very interesting. He just seems like kind of like a unreasonably like asshole-ish guy who just like wants power, and he just like is like at the end of his rope. Like he has some interesting things. I enjoyed that I like his like assassin backstory and how his Tsurugi doesn't have a name. I always thought that was cool. He does kind of get stomped like a chump, though, for someone who had all the advantages.
His backstory is more interesting than who he is now, I think.
Yeah.
Where he adopted into a family and then kind of took it over, and he has this complex relationship with Kanae, which really takes a back seat by the time the story heats up. Yeah, they don't
do that much stuff with it. It's like, we were supposed to get married, right? Haha, yeah, die. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's like around as good as the Shogun. Shogun's probably slightly better.
I would say he's better than the Shogun.
You think so? Okay.
I'd agree with Jaws on that too. I don't love Shishiku, but I think he's fine.
We could put him in bottom of
by the end. I like him just fine. I'm okay with that.
I do enjoy that he invites you out on a dinner date. Like, that's very silly. Like, you just sit across him at this nice establishment being like, oh yes, sipping tea. And he's like, I could use a man like you, Minato. You're like, sorry, I'm fucking Cha-Cha. And it's like, damn it.
Raping specifically.
Yeah, same thing. The Raicho. Man, he's remember when he freaks out when you kill Usadojin and all his abs pop?
I'd say A. I don't think any general is going to be below A. I really don't.
Okay, that's fair.
Does anyone disagree?
No, I have interesting things to say about him. I do think it's funny that that we get lots of the greatest like kind of jokes in the room at his expense because everyone is like sort of skirting around him. But then it's funny when you find out how like good he is, how apt he is at combat. It's really funny that he's just like born into the wrong social strata. Like if he had been, if he had Shishiku's position, like Shishiku and him should have swapped lives because they would both do better at what that is.
I think Raichu would probably not be a good general, but more like, I mean, he's good at fighting, but he isn't that smart.
He's a good lieutenant. Like he's like your go-to like lieutenant you send out to get shit done, like George sort of thing.
Yeah. I think you're kind of getting like he's not an Eisenhower, he's like a Patton. Like he's someone who needs to be on the front lines, inspiring people with how cool he is.
Yeah, he is a better general than. Yeah, he's not like a strategically good general, but I don't think Shishiku is really either. Like, Cha-Cha and Usadojin are more about the, like, pushing troops on the map sort of thing. Shishiku and Raicho are very good at, like Green was saying, like inspiring their squad. Like, people they do mention that, like, people in Raicho's squad do love, like, fighting behind him, because they're like, oh, our great general, he's so awesome and inspiring. And he did raise all of Osaka with his army, so, you know, did something right.
One thing I really like about...
he did that, yeah, they mentioned he was the one who was sent out by his dad to destroy Osaka. Also very cute that his armor is just the twin of his dad's. Like, his dad has like a rusty bronze one and he has like this flamboyant gold one, and they're paired.
That's actually one of my big problems with him. I don't like the design of his Tsurugi that much.
I don't like their Tsurugi designs either. I just like that they're a pair, which I think is interesting. They're just like old armor design, supposed to look like very traditional, I guess. Yeah.
One thing that really sold me on Raicho towards the end is when Cha-Cha basically says he's the only Tsurugi pilot that plausibly could hurt Ginseigo in a head-on fight. And one of my big disappointments is they don't really go anywhere with that.
That's true.
I think it would have been cool. It is funny when he just stomps Chachimaru, or she even kind of has the drop on him, and he just pushes her through a wall and leaves her bleeding and broken in the rubble.
I don't know why, I just love that exchange where she shows up and she looks really fucking ridiculous. She has her head popping out of a thing, and he just says, I didn't know you had a Tsurugi. She's like, pretty cool, huh? And he's like, yeah, I like the claws especially. Very cool. And then he kills her.
She looks like a turkey that's been dipped in rubber cement.
But that scene right there exemplifies Raicho's problem and why he's kind of an idiot, because it's like he does the one thing he's good at, which is fighting. He succeeds perfectly, but he fails at what actually he was meant to be doing, which was protecting the shogun. Like that entire fight was completely inconsequential because his planning and forethought abilities are nowhere close to the other generals. So he's just like, oh fuck, I messed up. Yeah, I'd say
his dynamic with Usadojin is the funniest thing in the entire. Where it makes me laugh. Like Usadojin will steer things towards, okay, the only candidates are me or Raicho. Then he goes, well, it must be me or you, Raicho, but I don't feel good doing this. I would deprive you of the honor. And then Raicho goes, no, I can't do it. He's like, oh, well, I guess it has to be me. And
well, it's really funny, too, because...
He uses Raicho as his backboard to keep scoring goals.
Yeah, because Raicho has probably known Usadojin since he was a kid, because Usadojin's the only one who's, like, older than them. It's really funny because he always looks to Usadojin for guidance, because, like, with Shishiku, they just hate each other, and with Raicho they were constantly like squabbling and being silly. So when he actually has like when he wants to find the voice of reason, like, oh, who do I turn to? He turns to Yusa Dojin's smiling face. And he just like manipulates him in a different way. Silly. Yeah, I say A. I guess we should also move her around. This is my rotation. I guess Jaws's would be this. So let's bully him. 2 versus 1.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, gee, I wonder.
Should we do Yusa Dojin now?
Yeah. I will fight anyone who challenges S, and I mean that.
I'm thinking S.
I would put him in.
Okay.
Maybe not top of S, but
not top of S. Yeah. I don't think he's the best character, but it's too much. There's too much good. I think the writer loved him so much he kept inserting him in all the routes because he was so much fun. Like stick him in all of them. Yeah.
Is it Yusa Dojin or Doshin? I always forget.
I think it's Doshin. I always say it Dojin because it's funnier because he's a hentai.
Okay, yeah. I'll just but Yusa, it is. He probably is the funniest character. I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe Wolf or something could challenge him for that.
Is the funniest character,
but he's hilarious. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Chacha's pretty fucking good too, but he's a funny character.
Chacha's funny too.
Yeah.
You know what? He's the funniest character who is trying to be funny. He's the only character that can crack jokes and be ironic on purpose, and it's fucking hilarious every time. True.
Yeah.
Like he's actually trying to cause problems, unlike Minato, who's just an autist.
He's absolutely one of the smartest characters. Like you don't realize.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He might be. Yeah, smartest guy maybe in the game because he just like is always like kind of playing on a higher level than everyone he talks to without them realizing. He's up there. I mean, it's like him and the Prince, and I guess Wolf is a genius in his own right, but he's also a fucking moron.
I mean, Nicholas Flamel is cheating because he's a backstory character.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of social dynamics, though, he's easily the craftiest and the sneakiest.
Things on a big board level. That's pretty nuts. He's endlessly entertaining. Like you cannot be fucking bored when he's on screen.
Nope.
And he has just like so many of his scenes are like some of the best scenes in the game. Obviously the big one is the whole play scene. I mean that is just a fucking insane scene. Like you cannot prepare someone for that fucking scene no matter when and it comes so late, like for me especially because I did Kanae first, but even then, like you've been through quite a lot when you get to that scene and you think like, this game, I get this game, I know what this game's about, and then you're just staring at this fucking scene and be like, oh my god. He just has so many great lines, and that Basara never apologizes is pretty fucking, it's pretty great.
I like his his depth in a way where you see his absolute depravity, and then in the true route you just see like his wise stuff. Like he's not like it's just he's almost a sage, but he's also absolutely nuts.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about that is you think that big scene with him is the twist, and he's not actually like how he has been acting, and turns out he's evil. But no, he is also like that. It's just he's also evil. Like he says that constantly. It'll just be like, oh yeah, like there is no contradiction here. Like I can totally, honestly, earnestly tell this girl that I did value her father as a friend, and it's totally true, and I did mean everything I said in the play in earnest, but also I take cackling glee and joy out of making their skulls into fucking masks and plates and serving alcohol to their daughter before I rape her. Like this is all just true. There is no contradiction here.
with friends like these.
He just does what he pleases and just lives to entertain and gratificate himself, and he's the most talented, intelligent man. Like that's why before I read Blood Meridian, the way Green had described the judge to me, I was like, oh, this guy kind of seems like the judge, not just appearance and size-wise, but like worldview. And then I read Blood Meridian, and I was like, not exactly, but pretty fucking close, though. I wasn't that far off the mark, really. Yeah.
There are definitely elements.
Yeah,
I mean, one thing,
yeah.
Usadoshin's big thing is he will sometimes be sentimental and genuinely kind and interested in people.
The judge is
Holden
more
is just an evil monster.
Yeah, the judge is worse, for sure. The judge has
so
no
weird.
redeeming qualities.
Yeah, Usadoshin will take in people almost like pets and save them, but then he'll just butcher people for almost no reason. God, he's so great. I love him so much.
Because he felt like it. And it's hilarious, too, because at the very end of the true route, if you do the, I guess, the correct option with Minato, he says, I will continue to do what I want to do, which is kind of what Usadojin does. Like, Usadojin just does what he wants to do, and he doesn't give a shit. Also,
this game goes so hard with the villains always kind of explaining the point of the... All the villains have a piece of, the lesson Minato is supposed to learn by the end, in a way.
Hikaru and the Shogun kind of say similar stuff too, where it's just like, look, we just do what we want to do, and if you think that's wrong, then try and fucking stop me, but I'm strong, like...
The hilarious thing, at the one of the best lines in the whole game, is at the very end when Usadoshin confronts Hikaru up in the air, and she explains the law of might, and he just goes, that makes perfect sense.
He's like, marvelous, brilliant, I'm not disappointed in the least. And it's hilarious because the reverse of the scene with Ayane, because Ayane confronts him all the stuff he did, and he's like, lol, stupid girl, let's fight. Like, you don't get it at all. And then Hikaru's like the same age, and they totally get each other. It's great.
Yeah,
also,
it's just real recognizes real.
Also, it's fantastic that like it's fantastic that that Minato kind of gets so much knowledge from him in the true route, where he just shows up as the wise sage with his hat, and Minato like gropes him accidentally, and then he's like, he just has to hear what Minato has to say once, and immediately within 1 second he just like totally grasps what the situation is. Like, oh no, what you need to do is this. And Minato's like,
it's not Musa, it's Muga.
Yeah, it's Muga you seek. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, he's right.
He's also he is one of my favorite. There's an archetype of villain that you just don't get that much, which is enlightened villain, versus like a more egoistic protagonist.
Yeah.
And he is one of the very, very, very rare examples of that working, because he is legitimately a very insightful, spiritually accomplished man. Like, he's closer to enlightenment than basically every character except maybe Hikaru. But he is a fucking asshole and really should die.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't argue with you. Like, he's like, will you be the one to kill me? Yeah.
Yeah, he just say, do it, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. If you can best my spear and my turtle. Yeah, my Gamera reference. What the fuck?
It did hurt when he... It did hurt, the rape scene with Okari. Is that her name?
Oh God, I don't remember her name.
I don't remember. That did kind of hurt because it was hard to watch. He is also the only person,
I think that's the idea,
in the game that took things to a level where it was like, oh God damn it! Like we almost had something nice, you fucker.
Well, I think he did that. He did that purposefully. Yeah.
Oh right.
You're feeling what the entire audience felt in the play.
Is he the author insert, perhaps?
Maybe. Yeah. That's exactly what the author looks like. He's a big,
a Basara never pays his debts is just such a hard fucking line.
Yes.
And it also bugs me because I can't say that in real life because no one knows what a Basara is. Yeah. Even in universe, it's an old-timey hokey reference that few people would get.
They think it's Sengoku Basara. No one remembers that show. Anywho, racing team. What?
Oh, damn!
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like the guy at all. I like the girl well enough.
She's okay.
I'd put her in B probably.
Is she B? I think she's closer to C. She doesn't really.
I think she's fine.
I don't think she's as good as Nita.
No, definitely not. Maybe high C. What do you think, Jaws?
High C. That's a drink.
I'd say low B.
Low B, high C.
Maybe her at bottom of B and him I don't know. I'd honestly almost put him in D. I don't like him as a villain even. He's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He prostitutes his sister for really no good reason, like for his stupid bullshit.
As opposed to all the really great reasons to prostitute your sister.
Yeah, exactly. Like, use the Dojin prostitutes that guy for a good reason. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if we're going like he, I guess, has slightly more game. I mean, he doesn't really have that much going on. Like, it's not very interesting, his whole thing of being like, I lost a race, I'm gonna make a race. Go.
Yeah, I don't really like him very much, really even as a villain. He's just not that interesting.
Top of D. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here's an odd one. The Prince.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's interesting for sure.
He's pretty cool.
I wonder what he looks like.
We'll never know.
I like his funny voice. He
sounds like a comedian.
Yeah, he's like, oh, so silly, ha ha ha. Yeah, I mean, his like, I guess his whole thing is like this. He's like Socratic irony, like pretending to be dumber than you are, like he just acts the fool, and everyone thinks he's slow because of his silly voice and demeanor. Yeah. So he uses that to his advantage, but actually he's playing 4D chess.
He also is the person facilitating the entire plot, because if not for him, Kageyaki would just be in prison.
Yeah, that's true. He's also just a nice guy.
Or he would have to kill his way out of.
Like he just actually really cares for his people and will do, like, he's fine with self-sacrifice. He literally is like, just wants to let Minato off the fucking hook. He's a nice man. He's a great man.
I mean, it's all, like,
yeah,
this seems like sort of antithetical to the messages of the game, but it appears that any route where he somewhat gets in power seems to be like the best one for the people. So
I guess it's not. I don't think it's antithetical to the game, because ultimately it doesn't matter if he gets it. Like, him getting into power makes things slightly better for the people for the few years before Russia invades, and then things go to shit again. So it's like, he's like the lesser of all the governments.
Like, he's even evil. Like, at least he's not portrayed as.
No, he
evil.
isn't. I think the problems with his government would just be lack of power and resources as compared to Rokuhara. Like, probably more people will starve in the wake of the power shift, but at least there won't be gangs of like bully guards roaming the land, kicking the shit out of people. But you know, it's tricky. I'd say A. I feel A.
Definitely A.
Yeah.
I'm fine with A.
Probably.
I don't like him as much as several other characters, but
oh man, this is tricky. I don't want to split the guys.
I'd put him above Coco, honestly.
Yeah,
that's
I'd put
probably
him like here. Yeah.
I still don't think that she belongs in A.
I think it might be time to move her. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe like here.
Sure. Oh, right next to Tadias. Tadias is between her and the teacher.
Yeah, the teacher's in the middle of. This is them on the floor, and this is the teacher, and this is him headbutting him. This is the exact composition that was happening in real life. And then Minato comes like that. Yeah.
You have a future in puppetry.
Thanks. Clive fucking Cannon. Look at that face.
I'll defer to you guys on this one.
But you're the American. I need to know what you think as an American dreamer.
Well, I mean, he was really not a realistic depiction of an American.
Yeah, he was a bit too thin, wasn't he?
Well, this is one problem with it's not important, but one silly thing about Muramasa, the author clearly doesn't have a great pulse on who Americans are as people and tries to portray them. When he goes, when he goes, ever since my people landed at Plymouth Rock, we have been embraced with an indeterminate or unstoppable need to achieve our just destiny. And I was just thinking, 90% of Americans don't know what Plymouth Rock is. They would never talk like that. They're only vaguely aware they're a country, honestly.
This is an alternate universe, Green, where the revolt against the English never worked. Maybe those Americans care more about Plymouth Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little too orderly and hierarchical and group determined to be an American.
Yeah, he does. He does seem more British, honestly.
I mean, the British are much more Japanese than the Americans are.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason those two have always gotten along.
Putting aside the American stuff, which is kind of the force behind his character,
you could put him anywhere.
He's a bit. I don't know. I guess he's a bit like Kurotawa from Nausicaa, but way less interesting. Because he's kind of like this conniving, playing both sides sort of guy who is genuinely. I think he's got like a good heart. Like he doesn't want to like be overly cruel, and he treasures his men. And he's not really that racist in the grand scheme of things, which is a plus. Like a lot of the other characters from GHQ are a lot worse. He's just like I'm doing my job, and I have this hidden agenda, and I'm sick of all this bloodshed. Kind of, I don't know. He's interesting in that way.
He's a lot like the Prince. I mean, he's a hard-headed power politics guy, but he does actually kind of give a shit.
I think it's funny he kind of worked on, or at least was part of a ploy to trick Kageyake and Kane with a fake bomb in the hold of the thing. That's kind of funny when they just drop the real one and he just stands in front of the atom bomb and he's like, haha. That's kind of fun. I don't know, like top of C, mid B.
I would put him like top of B. I think I like him more.
You like him more?
That's fair.
Or not top of B, like over Konatsu, but behind.
Maybe like here. Yeah, it looks nice.
I think that's perfectly legitimate.
Joji Gageto. I mean, he sucks. I mean, he's not the worst, but he's just he's just kind of I mean, I get why he exists. He's more of like a story device, like just kind of have an intimidating foe who cannot be reasoned with. But I mean, Minato has great lines about him where he's like, "This man is the greatest racist." Like he cannot be talked down. He just is this fucking white knight who's come to slay the unfortunately called apes sometimes.
I do like his Tsurugi design. I like how
I do like the medieval. He's got like a twirly sword. It looks cool. I mean, he gets killed European one we see,
isn't it?
No, we see Kane's, which has a knight visor. Like the William Burroughs. Right. William Burroughs is definitely a European Tsurugi. That's the two, I think, though. I guess you could say like the ones who defend against her at GHQ, or the mass-produced stealth ones also. They all have like medieval knight helmet designs, but his looks very cool. I mean, it's kind of sad that it only shows up in like one. I mean, I guess it shows up over and over, but like he just gets curb stomped immediately, and just all his men go mad, and he dies, and it's like, okay, I don't know. C, I guess he's okay.
C's fair.
Yeah, he's fine. I like him less than the Amishi girls, so I'll put him here. Fisher Boy. I mean,
this is hardly a character.
Yeah, he just was the cute guy who's going to die.
He's the Amishi girls, but worse. And also, he gets a fair amount of warning that he shouldn't do it, but he still does it anyway, which is stupid. He's like, one last time, and I was like, okay. And then he dies in a cage, clawing to death. So, you're stupid.
We all have bad days.
Scientist man who swears like a fucking sailor. You do? He's kind of hilarious though.
I mean, he was kind of annoying.
He is annoying. Yeah, I wouldn't say D though. I don't know. I like him more than like the brother.
There is too much of him being annoying for the role he has in the story.
Guess so.
I also like
I didn't hate him, but I definitely didn't love him either.
So you think D?
One of the most unapologetically evil people in this whole thing.
That's true.
Wait, what? Really?
Well, he's just like fine with putting children into batteries and laughing about it. Yeah.
I'll remind you, Dr. Mengele is a character.
Dr. Mengele is nice in this world. He's just like a normal doctor, I think. I don't know. Oh. I like this guy more than this kid because he actually is like a somewhat interesting to watch character. I know he's like annoying, but I do like him shouting at George Gargett and be like, "What the fuck are you?" Is this like a silly gangster guy?
I think C would be fine. I wouldn't fight low B, but I'd say C.
I'd be better with sticking this guy in D maybe, but I don't know. I guess low C is better. I don't know. I'd put him like this. Aoi the demon.
Ow.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's not introduced well.
Yeah,
like
he just shows up and he's like, "Kee-hee-hee-ah." That's it. Grandpa Kageyaki. No, Minato. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say C at most because I don't think he's loved. I don't think he's loved to hate. He's just an asshole. He's just not a fun
he just
guy.
is the fucking unrepenting dick.
Yeah, it's that meme, X-Pac heat.
Yeah,
where they have a villain character and it's like, yeah, they hate him. It's like, no, they actually hate him, not in a cutesy way.
I know this is meant to be the point, but it is just fucking infuriating that he is the fault for Hikaru having like lead poisoning or mercury poisoning, and then to allow him to call for a doctor for the bullshit he caused, you have to go and deter a bandit camp, even though he knows she's your daughter, like, and he fucked her up with water contamination. He's like, if you want to do this, go get rid of that bandit camp. It's like, fuck you.
How was he responsible for the water thing?
Because he was the one who like pushed for them to mine, like he's the one who set up these mines in dangerous location without caring that it might contaminate the river. Like he's the one who said. I specifically remember this. Like he is the one who was like.
Yeah, they didn't dwell on it, but it is completely his fault.
It is completely his fault. And I get joy in knowing that he was ripped apart by like or maybe killed himself in like an insane frenzy due to her, which is a fitting revenge. But yeah, like C. I mean, he's like an effective villain, I guess. Like here, I guess. I like George a bit more. At least he felt for his men when they fell in battle. Oh god, some heavy hitters here. I'm gonna skip past these. Bandit lady.
George has a very strong aesthetic, if nothing else. He's just a pure what he is.
He's just the Aryan, like ideal kind of. Yes, bandit lady who laughs. What is all the? I'm trying to think of all the list of stuff Minato calls her when he insults her with every name under the sun. He's like varlet, villain, cur. Yeah, she's like, okay.
Yeah, I had to get a dictionary.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I like her. She's cool. She's interesting.
And she starts off as like very, like you think she's very shallow or very stupidly written, but no, then she reveals, she's actually a good character.
She didn't deserve what happened, even if she is a even if she's murdered innocent villagers in the past. She was noble about it.
Well,
killing
innocent people is just part of life. That's what Muramasa taught me.
That's how you become a man. So and she's a woman, but whatever. I love all the stuff after Kageyaki beats her the second time, where it's like this very awkward situation where she's like trying to preserve her honor while also being bested in battle, and she's also very like blushing, and they don't really know what the fuck to do, and then she leaves on her own, and she tries to do her best to pacify the bandits. It almost works. Yeah. And B.
I mean, yeah, B.
I'd put her in A.
You
honestly.
Would? Okay, I'm happy with A. Honestly, low A, like lower than the Prince. B is getting a bit full too. I think she's better than the Shogun. I definitely think she's better than anyone in B so far. So yeah.
Her design also, I do like her design. Not directly, but I think her design does a lot to fill out what the characters look like in the game.
I really like.
She has a unique look where she's like very voluptuous, but she kind of has that thing where her face is almost too small for her tits in a way. Yeah. Which is not directly appealing, but she's a good contrast to like what a lot of the other characters look like.
I love in the game, we only see it twice, I think, when they show the Rokuhara outfit worn by women. She's one of the times where she wears the standard kimono, but sort of hangs over, past her shoulders, and then Chacha wears like the the kind of like the breastplate with a bra and then the big pants. Like I really like those looks. Everyone else just wears the stuff pretty normally, except for Yusa Dojin, who wears a priest outfit underneath it, and I guess Raicho just embellishes his. But yeah, I like that Rokuhara look. Her brother though can go in D.
Bottom.
Yeah. Everyone hates him.
Make an F.
And he also just doesn't make any sense. Like he just fucking turns for no reason.
He's terrible.
Yeah. And also just says something that even if you decided to revolt against your sister and be evil, you would just stab her. Like you wouldn't be like, everyone gangbang. Yeah. And then he just like runs in, and then he for some reason like tries to kill your mom, which just seems completely silly. I get the thing. I think it's like I think it's interesting, the idea of like Hikaru sending someone off to kill the mom in like using her powers for it. That's interesting, but it's handled in a very like kind of convenient way, because like what's stopping him from running in any other of the 359 degrees that would have led him to another house? Like I guess he goes there and he's like, oh, it's your fault, sort of, so he kind of knows a bit, but it's like, I don't know, it's silly. And yeah, his also, did they explain why his Tsurugi defended him from going crazy? I guess all Tsurugis do. That's right, all Tsurugis do, but okay. It's not a Tsurugi. I guess it is, but it's a Kazeuchi. A Shinichi is the good one. Yeah, he sucks.
Put the sword handle up her butt is still the. It's maybe the most haunting line. It's just so jarring and weird.
Is it? Okay. I don't think, compared to all the other stuff that happens, I don't see it as that weird, honestly. Yeah.
I guess I got hung up on it happening with Ayane too. It just, I don't know.
You just don't understand. You just don't understand the anus as a portal for sexual experiences. I guess. I guess specifically in the context of just putting things in there without permission. I don't know. It's called sodomy, dude. It happens. The composite robot.
Demons, I don't understand.
I don't really understand this
as
one.
Great,
thanks. Okay. I don't see this. I don't get how this is a character. I mean, this is 5 people. I mean, all the others are just like boring. And then it's just Coconut. So
yeah, most of them we don't know. Like
all we know about them is their names are foot, body. Yeah.
No, they do say their full names, but it's confusing because like one of them, Minato like acts as if he knows them, which I guess he does, but he's like, Ken Uroguchi. Oh no, that man his wife got killed in a mission of mine or some shit. And it's like, who? It's like, he's here for revenge. Yeah. He's a hand now. It's like, okay. Yeah, that's I don't know. I mean,
a few of them, the connection is so tenuous that he's literally going, hey, this person has the same hair color as that guy I killed once.
It's like, if you're putting this
I
on
wonder
the list,
if it's their kid.
The only reason they didn't put like photographer man on here is because they didn't even have a portrait for him. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like it's like C. I don't know, like interesting plot device, but yeah, whatever. Speaking. Okay, now Jaws. Green was like, oh, these aren't good representations of Americans. Is this an accurate representation of a German man?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Last chance? Okay. Dr. What's his first name? I forget. Something.
Wolfgang, I believe. Which is an actual German name.
His name is Wolfgang Wolf? Is Wolf twice? Wolf is
no, I think let's look this up, what this actual name is. But Wolfgang is a first name.
But I thought his last name was just Wolf. I don't think it's Wolfgang.
Shows what you know.
It's gonna be like Heinrich or something.
Why the fuck does it even look?
Oh, it is Wolf. It's actually Wolfram. Dr. Wolfram von Sievers.
Yeah, Wolfram, not
Wolfram von Sievers. Okay, so it is his first name then. Let's call him Dr. Wolf for short, I guess. Yes, the panty-obsessed gentleman, as he is often referred to.
I just like how he and Kariaki get along about that.
Yeah, there's some very funny scenes with him. Like, he's over the top, but not in a grating way. I mean, it's silly, obviously.
I mean, it is a little grating.
It can get a little grating. I enjoy his arguments with Chachamaru and how he just wants everyone's panties. He does have some interesting scenes when he gets serious. Like, he has occasional glimpses of, like, insight when he puts his finger on his chin and says something, like, interesting.
I mean, he is the person who figured out all the...
Yeah, he figured out what the deal is up with the Tsurugi. He was right about the whole, underground god creature and how to get it out. And he engineered a Jew into becoming an atom bomb. He figured out how to do that, I guess. He's a clever man. I don't know, he's interesting that he just wants to, like, liberate the world from all sort of rules. And he just, like, is this interloper who's kind of playing the factions off of each other just for his own nefarious goals. He's a necessary character for the story to work. And he's funny at times. Yeah. What do you think?
I think they do a good job with Wolf of breaking up his sections so they don't get too grating.
Yeah, you don't get too much of him in a row, definitely. Also, he's friends with Bartholomew.
Yeah. He does have some of the funniest, I keep wanting to say PFP, but the funniest just icons
like faces. When he shouts hallelujah and, like, his eyes bulge out of his head. Yeah.
When he squints to the side like he's, suspiciously staring at someone, It always makes me laugh because you just know he gives that look to women's panties going, what are they hiding under there?
Yes.
He's very funny. His death is utterly baffling, but we know that.
Yeah, how he screams "See Heil" and turns into a crystal.
There was not a step 2 to his plan.
Yeah.
question mark prophet.
Yeah. It's like I turn a girl into a bomb, I bring God out, I turn into a crystal. Step 4, fuck.
Well, he just kind of cares more about what happens to the world as a whole rather than him being there even to experience it. Like, he wasn't doing it for like self-serving reasons. He was doing it for, like, greater world reasons. Like, he just, as a scientist, was curious what would happen. If he's watching from up in Panty Heaven, he's very pleased with what happened, with the outcome. He's like, "Ooh, interesting." I don't know, like,
he's up in heaven where all women are topless.
Yes, bottomless. He's up in...
That's a joke.
Oh. Not very funny. I'd put him in B. I mean, he's definitely better than the teacher.
I would put Wolf in A, honestly.
Really? Wow.
I don't know if I can back it up, but I think I would.
If he's in A, he's at the bottom of A. But I can see him being better than the Shogun.
Like bottom of A or top of B.
I'll put him bottom of A to keep the stretch nice. This is George's little brother, right?
Yeah, so it's a brother, like his subordinate.
I thought they're actually related.
Oh yeah, he's like the.
They are.
Well, he's related to someone. But he's the commander of the airship, right, or something like that.
Yeah, he's like he's with you.
Or he's the bridge bunny who betrays everyone.
He betrays Clive Ken, and he's working with Wolf. And he just thinks the bomb. He just thinks the bomb is gonna kill everyone. Like, he's just like, this is the blow of revenge against those Rakuhara bastards. I mean, he's just like a guy, whatever. He's like around here. Oh hell yeah, Kane's little sister. I kind of I kind of love her. She's not in it.
B.
Yeah, she's not in it much. I know, but I just love that she's like this, like, smarmy, just swears all the time. Like she's. I would have liked to see more of her. I thought we were. Like, I thought we were gonna see stuff of her outside of the Kane route because I played Kane first. I really like her design. It's mostly the design, but fuck.
Her really role cute in the story is good. I find it hilarious that her and Kane, one of their deep differences of opinion was they were both going like, I'm gonna fuck this baby someday. No, I'm gonna fuck this baby someday.
She was betrothed to Yuhi, and then she has to go with the Shogun. Dang. They would have been a cute couple. Look at them side by side. Aw.
Kinuichi's a nice little guy. I don't know why she was so broken up about it. It's like, we can't all marry our cousins or whatever she wanted.
He's a bit of a manlet for her, but that's true of these two as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a man. He's gonna grow up.
Yeah, he's gonna grow up.
His dad was a badass.
That's true. I'd probably put her like like here. I don't know. But then
that's all good, man.
I like her design more. This is skewing me. I'm looking into her eyes, and she's looking back at me, and she's making me drift her. Yeah, I'll put her here for now. This is like old patriarch, Kane family guy. I mean, he's just like a doorman.
The brother of Sayo.
Yeah, the brother of
Sayo's brother. That's right.
Of the old lady.
That's right. I mean, he's okay. He's
pretty cool.
He's cool.
He's cool.
Like
I mean, he's
B.
like. You think he's B? Okay, like bottom, like around here, maybe.
I mean, not. I think he's perfectly fine. Like he's okay. He's a likable guy.
He doesn't do much. He just like talks for like a scene or two, and he's like, hopes everything's cool.
It's like more what he does in the background.
Yeah, he has interesting insights about Kane and stuff. Like he describes like, oh, Shishiku is like this, and Kane is like this, and blah blah blah. Haha. Oh god, I forget this man's name. It's like
I also always forget it because
Willow.
It's
Willow. It's
Willow?
like Charles Willow. I mean, he's just like a buffoon.
Yeah, he's very very underutilized.
Yeah, he just falls for every
Clive.
Yeah, he just
all
really
matters.
Oh well.
No, I mean as long as he's lower than him, I don't care where you put him.
Okay. I was like, he's not better than fucking Coconut. I don't know. I'd put him like here, I guess.
It's all good.
I would put him even lower.
Even lower, yeah, maybe like here. Now this, on the other hand, compared to your two guys, this is 100% accurate representation of a British gentleman. I will say.
But he's British. He's Austrian, I think.
No, he's British. He's English.
I'm pretty sure he's Austrian.
Are you? He works for the Queen.
Yeah. He works for the United.
Well, it's an empire incorporating all of Europe and America. Most of it.
I think it was introduced as a Habsburg.
Really?
From what I remember.
I thought.
Oh, okay.
His name is Ruby.
Well,
Ruby Sarchant. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I guess.
Either way, he's a European who is sent to do things.
Yeah, well, he's very silly. He has one gimmick where he just stops his lines a bit earlier and then completes them again.
Yeah, also hard to watch, but thankfully he's not around for a whole lot. He's funny for what he is.
He's fine. I think he's like
The only thing that bugs me is he doesn't have much of a backup plan for if he encounters heavy resistance. I get that he had Kanae, but he really just he tries to take out a whole army with just one bodyguard, basically.
True. I like his little speech about war that he gives, where he's like, he's like, well, war is evil, but sometimes you got to do it, but we'll do our best to avoid like killing that many people. That's kind of cool. Yeah, he does. I don't know. I'd put him in
bottom of C.
Yeah,
maybe.
Bottom of C. Damn, I'd put him like.
I mean,
I'd put him. I like him more than Willow. Yeah.
I mean, I do also like.
I thought you were gonna put him in A.
What? Are you joking?
I thought you really like this guy, Michi.
No, I don't. I just think he's a silly meme guy who shouts. He's funny. He's just like Dr. Wolf, but worse.
You were so excited when I got to him.
I was excited because you were progressing in the story, and he's like kind of a hidden joke character who never shows up, but. No, I just think he's like a funny meme guy. I like him a bit more.
Oh.
I'd put him here personally. Like I think he's entertaining. I like him more than George.
I would personally put him in B, but I'm not. It's not worth fighting over for me.
You would? I don't think he's better than the Amishi girls. In fact, I think the Amishi girls are better than that guy. But I'll leave him here.
Okay, that's true. Move the Amishi girls up, and then we'll talk.
Okay, let's do this.
I'm
hidden dealings.
Let's do this. I win.
No, you bastard!
I'm in control. Oh, this guy just sucks. This is the guy who like gets caught like doing like backroom deals. They'd be like, damn, they got me. Fucking sucks. Whatever, fuck that guy. Masa Mune.
Oh my god, he's incredible.
Justice.
He's also hard to watch, as many people are.
Yes,
but he's just one of the most charming people.
At least
I don't find him
At least
Whenever they have the balls to have a Japanese character do the like whoa thing that those people can do, like the weird Japanese old man throat laugh. He's like, he talks like he's in an old timey like monster movie.
He's pretty fucking good.
I really enjoy him.
I love his cackling
He can
joy.
be frustrating, but his role in the story is amazing.
When you stab Yusadojin in the crotch with a flaming lava sword, and he laughs in joy and is like, ah, how is that hot enough for you, you son of a bitch? It's like, god damn it. And he has a great backstory too.
Masamune would be awful by himself, but his dynamic with other characters is always gold.
He would be the worst main character, but he is like amazing.
Oh yeah,
he's just like this mind-broken artisan from thousands of years ago who witnessed the worst thing ever and just became this fucking just completely like don't give him an inch sort of thing. And then that's a great scene when he questions and he's like, I killed a baby? I killed an innocent baby.
But the Mongols killed babies.
The Mongols killed babies. His fucking thing almost cracks. That's like his he's
almost childish.
He's
in his simplicity.
He's exactly what the story needs. Like he's the perfect foil to Minato and Muramasa. Is just this fucking ridiculous man, and he's the only one. Him and Ayane have like an interesting relationship where they're the only people who can compete with each other for righteousness.
He fills a really, I mean, this is something that you encounter in real life. The person who is legitimately probably a better person than you, but also shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's like the guy in Pun Pun. He's like the ex-husband in Pun Pun.
He's that.
Just shut up.
He's the fucking someone who is actually like a better force in the world than you, but they have no ability to self-reflect or understand the situation beyond their own perspective.
He has no interest in even trying to understand other viewpoints. He's like, I am right.
It's so fucking hilarious when Ayane is having her flesh stripped from her bones, and he is just going like, "Yes, Ichigo, feel the burn of justice," and she's like, "Yeah, Masamune, I love this shit."
He's like the worst like logical conclusion of like Inferno Cop. Like that's just him. This is the evil future. I say a like above.
Oh god!
I would almost put him in S.
Almost S.
I'm torn. I'm torn on A or S. Are all of us secretly wanting to put him in S?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just stick him in there.
I think he's probably the bottom of S, but he's the cutoff between A and S.
It's really hard not to smile whenever he says something, honestly.
And he comes in clutch at the very end in Ayane's route too, like him yelling the hero reborn and activating her final trump card.
He turns into Sayonara.
Great moment.
Yeah. This is just the infiltrated lady who works for the prince. Yeah. She's like C. I don't know. She's like okay.
I have no problem with her.
She has the entertaining scene where she talks to you drolly while Ayane gets raped by a horse. That's kind of fun.
That's like supposed to be seen. I mean, that's not what happens for anyone who is watching this, but it's a very weird scene.
It's a very funny scene where she's like, I can't be a bride anymore. What is that thing touching me? Oh god. And she's like, you hear it in the shouting in the background as they're just talking. They don't give a shit. Little twink
I like him.
He's interesting. It was hilarious, real quick, when Green did Ayane first, and we have the horrible scene where he carts around his sister's mangled fucking corpse and dead baby, and maybe the most horrifying moment. And everyone's like, which one? So many. But then it's like, when that scene happened, Green was like, I was totally expecting there to be an H scene with them or something. I'm surprised. I'm thankful there wasn't or something. And I was like giggling to myself, because then in the true there's that amazing scene where they like go to Kageyake like, sir, would you like my mouth or something else? I am also quite adept with my feet. And Kageyaki's like, I'm fine. Thank you. No coffee. Yeah. No, thank you. I don't know, like B.
I'm thinking A, partially
really?
because this.
No, come on.
He had no. Listen. He has two scenes basically, and they're both pure gold.
Okay. I don't know, man.
I mean, how many characters have the ratio of screen time to good shit that he does?
But I think like his crazy thing is too overblown.
It's a bit. Yeah. I thought the face and like the kind of. I thought.
It also goes on for too long.
Yeah, it goes a bit too strong. Ayane doesn't stand up for herself hard enough where it's like, okay, that's kind of her fault, but I mean, you know, you guys are still like you're like, oh, Yosa Dojin was a great man. It's like, okay, dude, he didn't like rape you, but he like pimped you out and like did horrible stuff all the time. Yeah, like come on, you don't have that much of an argument. Yeah, I thought that scene was a bit overblown. Like I never really like the psychotic fucking Mirai Nikki tiny pupil look and being like, hey, I'm great, I'm the Joker, baby. It's like, okay, I don't know. I don't think that scene is like it kind of fumbles a bit.
Fetus in Ayane's mouth.
Yeah, like that's a bit too. That's
this
a bit.
Is the taste of justice.
Yeah, that's a bit like too far, and just like you didn't have to go that hard. I don't know. I think they're like B for me.
Also, just had the idea. Masamune is Shiro from Fate if he was good.
Kind of, I guess.
Yes.
If they were interesting, yeah. I don't know. I would say like around here, sort of, for me.
I won't fight it. It's not a hill to die on. It's not a mound to die on.
I mean, I would put him in C, but I don't care.
Okay, that's good. You don't care.
We're in agreement. None of us care.
Treacherous daughter who deserves to die.
Oh damn!
She's cute. I like her.
I like her. It does bug me what happens where she comes back and kills Kinuichi at the end.
I will say she kind of has a happier end in the Ayane route, because she just becomes like a resistance member, and last we see of her, she's like looking on as they fight, and she doesn't end up really dead, presumably. Like, I assume she continues to exist in like the post world. Maybe she gets murdered by Rokuhara. I don't know. But you know, not all bad. I'm gonna she still ends up getting, you know, that happens to her in every route. But I
was very bummed by that because I thought that was going to be something that happens in one continuity, but not all of them, and it would make some sense. But no, it's just it was a lot of it was ulterior motives, but I do think she kind of liked him a bit because she wants him to kill her. Like, I do think she felt for him a bit. I love that scene where she sends him like a lewd passage from some Buddhist text or something, you know, where it's like, oh, come like share my blanket or whatever, and the guy like faints from it. I do think that's a great scene. And I like the conversation she has with Kageyaki. Where the conversation she has with Kageyaki where she's just like kind of forlorn looking out on the lawn, and she has a tough I don't know, somewhere high B probably for me. Yep.
I works. Like around here. I think I like her more than Clive Cannon, I think.
B for Basara.
For best girl. Oh look, it's the heir apparent. He doesn't end up in any timeline doing well. I think he probably just dies no matter what.
I think we should put him right next to her.
Yeah, I think he's about as good. Yeah. The football scene, very cool. He's got a lot on his plate. It doesn't turn up. It doesn't go well for young people in this story.
Or for anyone.
Well, yeah.
Hey.
It goes out pretty well for Bartholomew, aka Juonsai, the greatest swordsman alive. I gotta say, I really like his voice. It's very pleasing to hear in like an ASMR way. Like his deep, like static, like like monotone drawl is very hypnotic. He's an amicable sort. He
gets really good. Like once you
it's interesting when he kills his own guy to stop from chasing you. He's like, his best he's like, you had promised to, and he just fucking cuts him down. It was funny when Green, when he was playing this part, said to me it was a bit bullshit that there's just a guy who can fight at Tsurugi barehanded, and then later Kageyaki slices at Tsurugi's arm off, and I was like, hey. Yeah. He's interesting. It's interesting. His Christian angle is an odd one.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of questions of...
I like that he's a Christian.
Yeah, there's not that much faith brought up in the story as a whole. That's an interesting angle that a lot of his rebellion is because he's a faith that's prohibited by the empire he's a part of.
I think it's explained that many of the Green Dragon people are basically outsiders.
Yeah, exactly. They're outsiders of different sorts, and I like he has a backstory with
some are just assholes.
Yeah, some are just crazy assholes. Some of them are the Joker, but I like his backstory with Sayo as well. Where he's just like, you're as beautiful as the day I first laid eyes on you, and he isn't laying eyes on her because he's got like a robot visor. But
that could technically be true. She could have looked like that when they met.
Or he could be blind. Or he just sees her as the young, sexy version of her. Yeah, you never know. He's aged pretty well himself. I mean, he's so white he looks like he's pickled, which is true of the Doctor, like this guy too. But I don't know, B, somewhere in B.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely
like around here, probably.
I think B's fine. He's not a character I love, but his role in the story is really good.
He's never one I think like, oh man, characters I really remember very well from like Muramasa, but he's a cool guy. I dig him. The brother, I mean, he's kind of one note. He's like fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, top of C maybe, like around here.
Yeah.
He's okay.
I don't really like him because he's just not that entertaining.
Yeah, he's just like staunchly like, yes, we fucking thingy, and then he fights and then he sucks.
The only interesting thing he basically has is with him, like his dynamic with Minato.
Yeah, that's kind of neat, and he's different depending on what.
He always reminds me of someone out of Dune. Where he's this masked warrior guy that just shows up to show how cool the main character is.
Yeah, kind of. Well, what do you think about the cute waitress, though? She's pretty good.
S.
Best character. Well,
I don't even remember what she says.
She just has a fat ass.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say if Green's logic I
thought she was the child.
No.
Actual...
If Green's logic for this being in like A is that all the scenes with them are good, then that's fucking true of her, because her scene is fucking S tier, where they just go into the diner and Kageyaki just progressively more and more ogles and purrs on her to Ayane's fucking incredulity. Ayane goes through like the 7 stages of grief through that encounter, where she goes from like shock to disappointment to sadness to complying with her boyfriend just being this fucking insatiable man, and then it turns out it was all for naught because he just realized she was a Tsurugi pilot.
He was still totally checking her out.
That's true, but when he was like holding her hand and being like, "You are quite fetching," he was kind of playing a I mean, it's funny that he's kind of looking over at her with his PFP. Is funny. I mean, it's kind of a shame she just dies unceremoniously, but she has an interesting thing.
Yeah,
I don't know, somewhere in B maybe. She's entertaining. I like her design a lot. A lot of that is the design. Fucking like around here, I guess. Oh man, it's getting tough. I'm gonna skip.
It's hard to keep track of which one.
I'm gonna skip these two for now. I'm just gonna do the last like straggler row here. Grandfather Muramasa.
Daddy Masamune.
Muramasa. He
has a really interesting story.
Yeah, he has an interesting story.
I like that he kind of on his attempt to, I don't know, move on and achieve wisdom just inadvertently caused all these fucking problems. Well, he had the brilliant idea: if I make these cursed Tsurugis that cause bloodshed wherever they go, it'll teach people the wisdom of how violence is futile. It's eventually after Kageyaki kills them all.
Well, okay. Well, let's hold on, because it's like him and Masamune are like paired, even though the story admits that they lived, thousands of years apart. But it is interesting that they have very similar backstory, where they both witness like unspeakable horror, and they lose their faith in the world, and their responses are like polar opposites. Like Masamune's is that we need to stomp out all evil, and his is like, actually everyone is evil, so let's show them just how ugly they are, like with a mirror to their face, and just fucking...
I just want to correct, not 1,000 years apart. They're about like 200 years apart.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Good catch.
I was gracefully not calling attention, but I'm glad that you dug the knife in and really made him suffer for his fucking ignorance.
I am committing seppuku.
Doesn't happen nearly
as
enough.
we speak. What? Yes.
Yeah, why does that tsurugi look like it was made out of a stone hand axe?
The point is they never met each other in life. By the time he was born, Masamune was already an ancient dust gathering armor. And it's I've always been bummed we never see what he looks like as a tsurugi. I really want to see Muramasa Mark 1. Like, I imagine what animal it was. I don't know.
It would probably also be an insect.
I think they actually might say that it's an insect. Like, I think they might say in text, like, he created something and a queen ant, sorry, and then but then they never show it. I would have loved to see that, but okay.
It's like interesting that almost all of the early tsurugi seem to be insects.
That's true. The centipede too. Yeah. I guess Raicho and I guess that's why I don't like Raicho and the Shoguns as much, is because they're not an animal. They're just like an armor set. Yeah. That is interesting point. Yeah, the monkeys.
Chacha's a turkey.
Chacha. Well, she's supposed to be like a tiger. Yeah.
A liger, as she
has. A liger, yes, exactly, because she's like a filthy half breed, which is what a liger is. Yeah. Fucking, I don't know, like B, somewhere in B. He's definitely better than as Amishis go.
I think
somewhere in here.
Yeah, he's a solid character, but not great. So I think that's fine.
Put him like here.
I would put him over
this guy.
I would put him like one lower than that, I think.
Like here? That's fair. I'm okay with that. His wife, man, I mean, she's more of like a plot device for him, really, but it is kind of messed up that she just like betrays him and then just has another family, but she was kind of forced into it, so it's I wouldn't give her shit for it. I totally understand him being pissed off and calling her like a whore. But I don't know, C somewhere.
I'd be mad too. I mean, it's like abortion. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm not going to say it's right.
No, I'd be mad if I was him. I'm just saying from the outside, I can't throw shit at her like, oh, you were essentially like threatened with your child's life and forced to kind of, work there. And, she was just trying to survive. Like, it's fucked up. No. But yeah, I know, somewhere around here. The treacherous shit. Fuck, this guy kind of sucks. I mean, he's kind of like
the treacherous shit fuck.
Yeah,
I don't remember. He's the
guy. He's the lord.
Yeah, he's the guy who keeps being loyal, and then even by the end he's like, sorry man, times change, lol. And he shows up in the tsurugi that she made, I think, that is her.
Yes.
Yeah, who looks like a shitty knockoff Muramasa without the pauldrons. That was kind of lazy, but whatever. I mean, the budget they have more than enough character portraits and unique models to make up for it. I put him like here somewhere. He's like okay. He's like fine. He is like he's kind of sucky.
Got that much.
Nicholas Flanell. Why does he talk like that?
Flanell? he does not make clothes.
Isn't it Flanell and not Flamel?
Flamel.
Oh, like as in flannel clothes, like a lumberjack.
I stand corrected. Yes, Nicholas Flamel.
Turned into Foghorn Leghorn for a second.
Yes, I mean, he's like interesting. He's not really a person. He's like a weird god entity. He's not really a human.
Yeah, he's a plot device, but he does it well.
Yeah,
I was surprised that he
talks really slow. I mean, I know it's like
I was surprised.
Yeah, watashi wa desuke no.
Was that meant to sound like a European?
Yes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a foreigner, but I mean, I don't think I think it's also like he's from so long ago, he kind of would speak any language, kind of weird. Like he can understand, he can learn any language, but he doesn't really care enough to like learn how to pronounce it. He just like is like whatever. Yeah, he's an ancient guy and he has a crystal in him, and his scenes are very entertaining, but just because he's like an encyclopedia essentially, I think he's okay. He's like here.
He's fine where you put him.
Yeah, like here. He kind of looks like this guy actually. That might be him in disguise. Oh God!
I don't know.
Best character.
I mean, they probably knew each other.
No, obviously not. He exploded hundreds of years before this man was born. What are you talking about?
Maybe.
What are you talking about?
We don't know how old the. Wait. Who we're talking about? We're talking about Sayo's brother, right?
Yeah. I don't think Sayo's.
I mean, isn't it plausible that he's thousands of years old? We don't know.
I guess that might be the case. Are you saying he also might turn into a sexy man when he puts on the gloves? I don't know. I guess you might be right.
I don't know what the situation with them is meant to be.
I guess that's true. I never considered the fact that if Sayo is like as old as that flashback, then this guy is her brother. Maybe he's like an adoptive brother.
I think they just used.
You think it's just Bathory, the historical figure, and they just share the same gloves? That might be the case.
And that they look the same. Okay, they are not the same person.
That's one for. We'll just ask the guy. Oh, no one knows where he is or what he does. Oh, damn. Best character design. Yeah, best character design wasted. Like in so little. I mean, I'm glad she's in the sequel. I'd like to see. I love this fucking character design. It's fucking peak.
It's really good.
Yeah. The sexy secretary.
She's so cute. Yeah, she's so fucking cute. I mean, she's fine. I mean, she just like is like a plot device, but I mean, she seems nice.
Reminds me of Zara Goto.
Yeah,
she's cool.
I want to put in like B. I mean, she's like as good as the waitress probably. Like around here. And she did do about the same thing. It's like a fun scene. She's cool. She's like, I'll take your life, sir. Would you like any fries with that?
Any last fries?
Any last fries. I know Green was very excited for the vendor lady.
She's very good. Also a good character.
When we were doing a tier list, I was looking at the characters specifically because I just wanted her to be on it.
So is that S from you, Green?
I think A. I think A is perfectly. She's the funniest character in the thing.
She's the funniest. I think Minato's the funniest. Like,
but they're playing off each other, man. It's so funny.
But that's true of like a lot of characters. Like. She's definitely great. Like
she has a good voice too. She has cute little glasses.
She does. I mean, sure, whatever.
She's the hero
I'll
of
give you
story.
this one. I mean, we have to make the tier list interesting to look at too. So let's.
Are you gasping in pain?
Jaws just groans in resignation. Does nothing mean anything anymore?
Okay, bro. Where would you put her?
He'd put it in like C.
I like her. She's funny, but given I already said that I basically rate the characters here on how well they are written rather than how much I like them.
She's well written as a conniving vendor. Yeah.
In terms of connection with the rest of the story, I would probably put her in like top of C.
Okay,
I guess.
wouldn't you say Jaws? Hey, I called it. Wouldn't you say though that stories often have scenes which mean they will have to have characters which are limited to how much they will be able to do and say and be like, not every character you meet along the story is going to be plot relevant, but when you have a character like that just has for a silly scene, like she's like S tier for that, right? Like for what was needed.
That's not how I rate.
Okay,
things.
That's not how you rate things.
Yeah.
I'm okay with dipping her to B because of Jaws, but I also think it's funny to have her in A just because of Green, so I'm fine with.
I don't care if she ends up. It's just my take.
Okay, that's fine as long as we got.
You guys are insane. She's the best character. She's better than Ichigo.
You don't believe that for 1 second. You're full of shit.
1 second, maybe. Just the rush I get saying that.
Okay, let me just get the last kind of minor. Let's just get Hikari here.
The only child to survive this fucking thing.
Yeah, when I first shared an image of her, I shared her talking about forks, and Green hadn't played the game, and he said, "I am nervous there are children in Muramasa." And I was like, yeah, me too. I was really scared something bad was going to happen. I guess ultimately probably it might, because she just lives in a shitty situation, but she does have one of the...
Not get to see it.
I do love...
I can just imagine everything goes...
Every scene with her is pretty great, though. Like,
if we compare, she's definitely better than the pot seller.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Like I love her. God! This is gonna be my one that I sneak into A and no one can stop me. Like I love the design. I like all the scenes with her. So like, there's some really funny bits too, like when they talk about potatoes and forks, but also. And she like describes him like lumbering around drunk and then falling on the floor. She's just like cool with it, but also they're incredibly heart-wrenching because she just like says her name and Kageaki does his shocked portrait and she's like, "What is it, Oni-chan?" And he's just like, "Oh, nothing. That's just what it's a fine name. I would name my daughter that if I had one." And it just like bite the heel of my hand and I'm like, ah! And then it's so sad that she just waits endlessly for her family and Kageaki offers to take her in and she's like, "No."
This is it. I understand it's not rational. I understand the reason it didn't happen. Part of me really wanted Kageaki and Muramasa to take her in, and
God damn it, that would have been like the best family dynamic ever. Like, they just live as murderous mercenaries with a cute daughter. But I will say, the only thing I was scared of was that they wouldn't at least address it. Like, I was really worried they just wouldn't even bring it up as a possibility, but thankfully the writer was clever enough to be like, obviously we considered it and we offered it. I mean, that's in our character, but she said no. And lastly, she has the best splash screen where she holds up the flower and says peace is the noblest pursuit. Yeah, she gets the final page, right? She gets the final word in the script. Yeah, and I do think that's an amazing little scene. She just shows up, the guys are arguing, and she's like, with her silly cutesy voice, "Don't fight, it's not good." And she fumbles through the line. She's like, "Peace, what was it? Oh yeah, peace is the noblest pursuit." And then cut to them fighting on against the sunset. That's great.
Yep.
Hang on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, anywho, Kane! Oh, damn, we're getting to the nitty-gritty now, fellas.
Man. This is hard.
I'm gonna sit back and watch you guys talk, because I want to know.
Okay, I'm gonna sit back and watch Jaws talk.
No, he can't talk on his own. You guys need to talk to each other. I have Muramasa seniority here. I get to order everyone around.
The first to strike has the disadvantage, much like that duel.
Oh yeah, let's just stand here for like an hour, like no one moving their sword. I'm becoming tired.
I'm gonna shuffle towards you.
Oh, my arms are getting tired. No. Okay, fine.
Not that the disadvantage if you actually hit.
No. You don't get to stop. You don't get to talk after putting us on the spot. Okay. Jaws, do you want to talk first?
Sure. I like her, like the humorous part of her character. That much I can say. Like, I think she's relatively fun.
Yeah, she has a lot of good lines. She can be very funny. She's not the 10th most attractive character in this, but she still is attractive.
She is attractive.
The problem with her is she's not too likable one-on-one or directly. She just has a really good dynamic with other characters sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. If she didn't have Sayo, I don't think she'd be very funny at all.
I get slightly tired of her.
Oh, well, that's an exaggeration.
I get slightly tired of her just once you realize how much she is lying, obviously. Like, going through her, especially in, like, other routes, because Kane first does get a bit, like, tiring, just because you're like, okay, I know, I get it. You're being, like, duplicitous and skeevy, you know? How do I say this? I do find her attractive. I think a lot. I like that she has, like, the closed eyes, like
Ging.
Like Ging, or like blind guy. Like, I think that makes her more interesting to me. If she were just like the standard, like, big-eyed, big booba lady. I do like how many people comment on how tall she is. That's kind of interesting. Also, you have the amazing scene when Ayane shows up and is like, "Is this gigantic woman your wife?" or something, and she just like cries. Yeah, it's like really funny scenes. historically I never like this kind of character, like the big motherly sexy babe, but she's different enough where it becomes a thing where she's just like playing into that because she knows how people see her. I do love every time she tries to be sultry and disarming and Kageaki just rebuffs her by being a fucking brick wall of a man. Like when she just like, oh my, you're stumbling into me on the shower, and he's like, yes, I enjoy seeing naked women. And he's like, what? Or when she asks him, or she's kind of Monogatari-ish in a weird way. I don't know why. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Like scenes where she's like pretending to be like dying, and she's like, Kageaki, my dear, I need you to, and then she really quickly rattles off like, stack three yen coins, and then he just as fast responds. It's like a fucking tennis match, and she runs to put the leaf back.
I always see Kageaki as Araragi. Like they're so like, similar.
Yeah, that's a similar thing. Yeah, she kind of feels, sometimes she feels a bit like Senjogahara, kind of, in a weird way. Yeah, to me. I was reminded of that today because I'm watching Monogatari. I was like, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, like she's very good. She's just never, I don't know. I have never met, I would like to meet someone who like this was their favorite and they really love her route, and like,
I really do get the feeling
there must be someone. I'd love to pick their brain though. Yeah.
I really often feel like they just needed another girl. Where if the story was if Ichigo was the main girl. Oh, what? Sorry, what, Jaws?
Ichijo.
But like, I agree. Like, her story is not as connected to the main story.
I don't think the character itself was like, we need a third girl. I think they had her from the start. It just, when it came time to do her route, they didn't have as much. He didn't like. There wasn't as much as they had thought. You know, kind of being like, oh, this character kind of isn't as interesting, or they didn't really take the time to. They didn't. I don't think they were as inspired as they were with the others, and so it kind of shows.
I mean, as I've said many times, her route in particular, it could almost be a mainstream action movie.
Yeah, like her character is. It does have interesting stuff though, where it's like,
it does have some interesting stuff.
Like the backstory with her like killing progressively larger animals, like that scene. That is a very well done scene. I'm kind of annoyed that they never find out like the whole thing with each other at the end. Like it kind of ending that way is kind of unsatisfying.
No, I think that's good that they don't find out. I think that's better than finding out.
I don't know. It to me feels like Blue Balls a bit. Like I keep waiting for it to happen, and then it just doesn't. I know it's the point, but the point of something being blue balls doesn't mean it doesn't feel like blue balls. If someone was blue balling you and you asked them why they're doing it, and they said because that's my plan, and you wouldn't be any less frustrated. You'd be like, oh well, thanks. I don't know. Well, I just saying I don't find it. I find it a bit of a dud to end on.
I gotta say,
it's poignant.
Part of the problem with Kanae, her dynamic with Kageaki is too similar to what Kageaki has with Ichijo, and it just feels like a worse version of it at times. Where
I don't really think that either. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Kanae, in Kanae's case, it's a little different because with her it is more personal. She wants to target Kayake because he killed Yuhi, but she also kind of has it in her nature that she is an agent of justice and she kills killers and she is this divine avenger of people who break a moral law. And it's not the same as Ichigo, but it's a little too similar. And I think her deep moral conflict with Kageaki is a little confused because at the same time, she is someone who goes, oh, if you prey on the weak, I kill you. And that's cool. That's also what Ayane does. And they try to give it the angle of, oh, this is also personal revenge over Yuhi, which it should have just been all that, but then that's too simple. So they try to muddle it. I just think her dynamic with Kageaki and their difference over, when killing is good, it just gets a little muddled and a little awkward because if you go with the justice angle, she's a worse Ichigo, and if you go with the personal vendetta angle, then she's just another of the dozens of people who want to kill Minato for what he's done.
Yeah,
her dialogue and stuff is good. I just think the force of her will in the story is a little muddled at times.
I don't have that much to say about her. There are some
her best parts are the parts when she is calling out Minato. Like I really like the first, like when if you have Ichijo die and she confronts Minato on the beach. That's like a very good scene.
Yeah, that's a good one. And when they go past the shrine and she mentions the kids dying, and the big one is obviously the one in the cell. Where like the other shoe drops and she expects and he's and he like goes on his knees. That's a really memorable. That's a fantastic scene.
It's a very good one.
Yeah, like it's a great route, but her being like tied to it is kind of a deterrent for her because it's not like she's amazing, but the route isn't. It's like she's about as good as the route. I'd say A, but higher A.
Yeah.
I guess she might be the best A we have so far, probably.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, a highest A is fair. Even if you had said B, that would have been mean, but I don't know if I would have argued with you on it.
You would have put her under merchant chick, like.
I mean, actually, yes, probably.
God. What the fuck is up with that? I don't.
I'm sorry.
Understand.
I just really like the merchant.
Oh man, I have the perfect picture to share for that. Anyway, continue.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we have Sayo. I just kept her here because they're a pair. I mean, she's good.
Put it in general.
I like her. She's probably better than Kanae, honestly.
That is a good image, Joss. Is this lovely? Wait, what did you say?
What? Nothing.
You said she's better than Kanae?
What did you say? Jaws said something.
I feel like you're on that heavy shit, man. Come on. Green, is this because you find her very attractive and you want to compliment her in all the choices?
Oh yeah, good point.
You want to buy some pots from her?
Gotta say, yeah.
No, that's okay. You're so funny. Anyone ever tell you you're the funniest man? He is fucking funny.
He's the funniest man in Germany.
Yes. It was a 10 million way tie.
Gotta say, I love her Hawaiian shirt. That's
are we talking about Sayo? Okay.
Yeah, I love Sayo's Hawaiian shirt on the beach. Just standing there. You can get some great comedy scenes with her. I do appreciate they snuck in a hentai scene for her if you really want it, if you work for it.
I did not seek it out.
No, I mean it's not with the old one; it's with young her, obviously. But
oh right, okay, that makes a little.
She's got some good scenes. She's a wise lady. She does become a bit, I don't know, kind of staticky, one-notey. Cool backstory.
She's.
I think she's like top of B. I don't think she's like A for me. Like she.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's cool. Yeah. She's necessary. It's nice to have someone. Her and Kanae work very well as a pair. That might be what weakens Kanae a bit too, is because she's not entirely a character without. I mean, Sayo sort of.
I really think Kanae's thing is just she's on her own. She's boring. You could have Ichigo be. You could have this. There could be a version of this story where Ichigo is just the main girl, and you don't even have the Muramasa route. It would still be pretty good, but Kanae on her own just isn't interesting.
I keep not finding the good place to stop you, but you said it like 10 times. Her name is not Ichigo; it's Ichijo. Ichigo is the main character of Bleach. You said Ichigo like 10 times, and I didn't stop you the first like 5 because I was like, he's gonna stop doing it, right? Ichigo means strawberry. Ishijo does not mean strawberry.
Yum.
Yeah. Anyway, you're saying her name the wrong way around, Green.
I think you should Michigo fuck yourself. That's what I say.
Very funny. Saremachi. I think I know what everyone's gonna say, and it's S. Yeah. I could see either S or A, but I'll allow. Gotta say, it's hilarious. I mean, the more you play the game, you realize how many characters they snuck into the first chapter. It is funny how he's just like this like quiet guy in a like a silly shirt, like with a cane, just like standing there in chapter 1 as you get your face kicked into the ground.
two things I have to call out on this. Like the first one is just that like his dynamic with Ichijo, which is like weird in the first chapter. But
here, take this big robot.
But like it took me actually a moment to realize. But at the end of the true route, it does not make sense that Ichijo lets him walk away. Like she would never do that. Like Sorimachi would be someone that she would
bigger
absolutely
fish to fry.
She had bigger issues, yeah. She didn't see him do anything. She didn't see him do anything like particularly evil. Like he's just kind of watching the other toughs, you know.
She knows that he is absolute monstrous.
To be fair, back honestly, then that Ayane wasn't as like gung ho about pursuing bad guys as like she was more like defend people when they're being attacked by Rokuhara, but not like go after them actively. Like she wasn't, you know, she was more passive. She kind of becomes more radical as she meets Minato and as she acquires Tsurugi. Even when you meet her in chapter 2, she's not
at the end of the true route.
Oh, at the end of the true route. Sorry, I thought you meant when they meet at the beginning. Oh yeah, well, that is kind of.
That's what I meant by bigger fish to fry. She had
Minato
to go kill the main
character.
I'm
sure she planned to kill Sorimachi right after, dude. Yeah. She might just not know that much about Sorimachi. Like,
I think that's
a lot of the worst stuff he does.
She's never seen him do something bad, but she just knows.
Yeah, I don't think she knows like what he's gotten up to. I mean, a lot of the bad stuff Sorimachi was gonna do, Minato did for him. Like he was probably gonna do something bad to those Amishis, but then they were murdered for him. So he was damn it.
I mean, he literally says, "I was going to have my way with those Amishis," and but you got to them before I did.
He says I was going to. He was planning on using. You're making it sound like he was gonna do something sexual with them. He was just going to use them as a bargaining chip. Like he was gonna maybe kill one and keep the other one a hostage or something, or do something like that. I don't think he was gonna rape them.
Oh, I thought it was a vague threat that was ominous, but it's not.
He means
not clear what he was going to do.
He means like I was going to use them for something, but not. I don't think he was going to just outright just like torture them or anything.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. He's the
I
kind
wouldn't
of
put
guy.
it past him, but he's more pragmatic than that. Like he's.
I mean, he basically says he's the type of guy who would do that.
I'm not
stuff.
saying
He's just
he
a mean
would.
Man.
I'm not saying he would have qualms with doing it. I don't think the situation called for it. Like he would have used them more strategically than that. He would have turned them into Tsurugi or something. Anyway, he has some. He reminds me of Izaya Orihara from Durarara.
Yes.
Yeah, like he is like
I mean, someone compared him also to the Joker. Like
the manipulator, the trickster kind of guy who is. He's got a lot of fucking irons in the fire. Like he's going around telling teenage girls to become mechs. He's fucking
sort of turning them into them.
Yeah, he does all. He's playing all sides, and it's cool that he turns out to also be like a badass fighter. Like he seems like he would just be like the sniveling.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, where I wish we had some more backstory of him.
Yeah,
like
we don't really know. Why? I guess he was a soldier. Yeah. Yeah, he seems initially like he's going to be like the groveling, like worm tongue sort of guy where he manipulates, but then if you get him in the corner, he sucks, but then he turns out he kicks ass too, and he rides on a motorcycle. It is a great point in the true routes when you've half forgotten about him, when you're having hijinks with vendors and with maid outfits. And then there's like, who was my greatest enemy the whole time? Oh right, stabs your waifu. Employment. That's him. He is employment. He gives Minato the best, like some, maybe if not the some of the best. Some of the best like scenes of just like confronting him on his bullshit dialogue arguments, where you're just like God damn, it's hard to argue with him. Yeah, exactly. Like
I think Sorimachi is just right by the end, honestly.
He may well be. Yeah, he's kind of like, I guess he's kind of like Masamune in that he's right, but he's also like an asshole, so you don't want to agree with him. Yeah, so you're like, God damn it, I don't want to agree with this guy, but he brings up a lot of good points. He just brings to the surface all the stuff you've been pushing to the back of your mind as you're playing, where you're like, whatever, like, yeah, I get this is fucked up. Obviously, that's bad if I think about it. I'll just not think about it. And he's just like, actually, I'm gonna make you think about it really hard, and it's even worse than you thought. And he's like, damn it, no, stop it, because it's like, it doesn't matter what mentality Kagayaki adopts. Like, Sorimachi is there to show him the futility and hypocrisy of it, and you just can't go around that. So yeah, perfect foil. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. The one aspect of him that is just completely right. If you're going to murder innocent people, you should at least have fun with it. Don't fucking whine and pout and go, oh, such a tragedy that this had to happen. Like, either be a bad guy or don't,
Yeah, have a big grin on your face about it.
Yeah, smile like a demon.
Those must have been tears of joy.
I can't wait till this video comes up in court.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Mama Muramasa.
I'd say B.
Could be better. Yeah. One thing that really...
She's fine for what she is.
I'm going to say one thing that really irks me about her. I don't understand why she is such a terrible mother. Like, why is she so, like, uncaring and unloving toward her own daughter? Like, what did she do to you? Like, she didn't do anything to you. You raised her since she was a child. I guess the idea is just, like, because of how, like, she was raised by this guy and his, like, mentality rubbed off on her so hard, she just become warped, and all she cares about is, like, the law of balance, that she can't even, like... But, like, she literally is so unnecessarily, like, mean and cruel to her daughter, who did everything to try and honor her and save her entire life. And just at the end, she gives, like, a bit of, like, oh, well done solving that Sudoku puzzle. You really are my daughter. Like, fuck you. That's not enough. Like, why are you such a bitch? Why are you such a bitch to Muramasa, who never did, like... just didn't want any of this,
Nope.
Yeah, she's mean. Yeah. She's mean and cruel, but she is an interesting character. I mean, she has cool scenes. Yeah. She's and I like her design a lot. I like her design more than I like. Not that I don't like Muramasa design, but I find her more attractive. Like, she doesn't have giant...
I wouldn't even put her that high. I would put her below,
like, here?
Not below her father.
Below her father. I'd put her above her father.
I like Grandpa Masamune more than... You do?
Damn, okay. Well, I'll
more than Mom Samune.
Actually, you guys might be right, because I didn't even see these. I think I might put her below these. Honestly, I mean, she's cool. I mean, she's a good...
Yeah, you could put her there as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her there. Yeah. Also, you keep saying Masamune Green. Stop it. Stop it. Slaps your hand. Stop it. It's Muramasa. It's the name of the game.
What? You and your nonsense.
You and your knowing what the characters are called.
Thinking I can't pronounce words.
Right. So Muramasa.
I can pronounce words you haven't even heard of yet.
I'm guessing we're all gonna say S or no.
No, I don't.
Oh, damn.
Damn, harsh. God damn.
I mean, she is a very good character. Oh, fuck. I mean, here's the thing. She's kind of like what Hanakawa is. In Monogatari. What? Okay.
Don't just count her as a person. Remember, she's the spider too. Like, that's her character as well. They're the same person.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she's the best character but the worst girl.
All those scenes where they called you Mito, that was her.
Mito. Oh yeah. S.
Okay. Well, she's at least A. You gotta give me that.
Honestly, the longer I think about it, the more I'm gonna realize she probably is S. I just want to stress that I like other characters in S.
I gotta say, I really love her, and as much as I definitely, oh man, it's tough to say. Like, I love Ishijo and Chacha more, but they are a perfect couple. like him and Muramasa.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him and Cha-Cha more. Like that's my ship in my brain. But yeah, like I was so happy to just see them like be like just imagining being a happy family and adopting Hikari would just be so perfect. And she gets a lot of great scenes. Like, I mean,
sure.
Earlier on, she's like more robotic and mechanic, but you understand story-wise. But yeah, it makes sense story-wise. Yeah, but it takes a long time for you to see it as a character and not an OS. Yeah, but she does get some hilarious fucking scenes. Sex with a man-sized spider. Her crying when she gets you back is great. Like when she breaks the mind control. Yeah. She has the scene with blind guy and she tries to cook and use parts of the waves. It explodes. The guy's like, oh hell no. Jumps in. Also,
I think
great scenes.
Also, a scene that most stories would be scared to include. Not that Muramasa ever gives a shit about that, but I will say it is a very refreshingly interesting scene to have her be very annoyed that you didn't rape her. That is not a kind of scene that you have in a lot of stories, and it is equal parts like kind of heartwarming and hilarious when she's like annoyed that you didn't go far, and you're like, I will never ever do anything like that ever again. I promise, Muramasa. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And she's like,
could you imagine me doing that?
That's just such an interesting dynamic. I mean, you've been inside her the whole game, and now you stop.
Oh my god.
I mean, for me, she's S. For Jaws, she's a green. You're the tiebreaker. God damn it.
You know what? I think I've been brought around to S.
I convinced
just
you.
In the sense that the more I think about it, the better she is, because I do forget about all the good character moments she had before she became, an Amishi again. Mm-hmm. And I think if I sat down and actually thought about it, I could probably come up with like 50 amazing lines she had over the course of the game.
Yeah.
She is perfect in the sense of she's the perfect woman for him. She absolutely nailed, the archetype of just being the good wife. Mm-hmm. Just the no nonsense, good head on her shoulders woman that's gonna straighten out the the hapless fuck who's the main character.
Yes.
They are a perfect couple by the end.
If it weren't for her, he would still be just drinking and roaming the streets and dying, like
killing.
Also, I will
people.
say she has one of the best. I know it shouldn't matter for the discussion, but I will say the maid scene is probably one of the best H scenes in the game.
I don't particularly like the maid scene.
You agree with who? With
No, I disagree. I said
okay.
No, with you.
With me.
I agree with Green.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Even before he heard what you said.
I agree with Green.
It's like one of the few like nice H scenes where they're just being playful.
I don't view it as particularly nice.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. It is nice, though.
It's really selfish and shitty of him to do that.
But it's nice that it's so like consensual. Like it's.
Yeah, well, that's because all the rest are so fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
so I said in the game. I didn't say in all of existence. I said in the game. Yeah,
no, I also meant in the game.
You guys are probably more of a Yusa Dojin kind of rape guys. I get it. Yeah, it's fine. You guys can keep your opinion.
I mean, yeah. The thing here is Michi doesn't understand the significance of, listening to her heartfelt dream and then using that as a contrivance to jerk off on her in a maid outfit.
Excuse me.
But, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay. Anyway, the best one is actually Chacha's, but yes. Oh man, look, it's all heavy hitters now. Ishiju. Well, obviously she's S, but where on S is she? Yeah. I mean, she's definitely she's the highest so far, I think.
I guess so, yeah.
I like her more than Yusa, and not just because she's a nicer person. But
we almost need a double S. I don't know if I like her more than Yusa, but she's definitely S.
Well, yeah, she was definitely my instant crush of the game, given my tastes. And she lives up to it. I mean, she's great. She's not just a pretty face, as they say. She's got really interesting, like a rare character to see in general, especially for a female character. Like very interesting. You wouldn't guess given on her design. I mean, it's cool that she shows up like Kamen Rider with the 2 scarves. And then they got a lot of funny scenes just out of her just like being kind of bumbling, like you don't understand her stupid name. Like, she can't kind of she has idiot. No sense of direction.
The saddest part about Ichijo is that she just gets dethroned over and over again over the course of the story.
Yeah.
Where you like her immediately, and then Chacha's better, and Muramasa's probably better, and by the end you've almost forgotten
She
her.
has the reverse problem of Muramasa, where Muramasa comes into her own farther into the story, and early on she's just a talking armor. Ayane is really good. She's like the best thing of early, like first 30, 40 hours Muramasa.
I mean, for me, it is the best part of the story.
Okay. But then she drifts. She doesn't do much in the other routes, especially the true route. She becomes almost a background minor character in the true route.
I feel so bad for her in the true route because it curtails so much of her story that from her perspective, it was just, I met this guy who fucking sucks. Oh, he's actually kind of cool. Oh, wait, he's a murderer? Nani, maybe I'll give him a chance.
She's like pining after him. She calls him like sir.
And then it jumps straight to give her a smile worthy of a demon. From her perspective, the relationship was just a nonsensical.
She had like a one-sided crush on this guy, and then turned out he was Satan.
Yeah, because all the redeeming factors and the complexities are stripped out. So it's just this jarring time. It's just that time she wasted a few months chasing after, Satan. Yeah. Oh well, but yeah, S.
Hold on, we should say more stuff about her.
Put Wolf up there.
Oh, I get it.
Get it?
Yeah, I do. That's why I said I get it. I gotta say about her. I really like her romance with Kageyaki though, because I wanted more scenes of them just like. It kind of gets torn away from you cruelly. I mean, I know that's the point of the story, but like we get the like slow build up and all the cutesy stuff of being like, oh, they're having to share a room, and he buys her a hairpin and it's nice things, talks about how cute she is. And then I do like the like, I don't know, I know that scene has like stuff that's uncomfortable. But I do ultimately like the dynamic of like this strange scene of her needing to be coddled in his arms after she realizes she's a murderer. Like that is a very interesting like scene I enjoy seeing. And then I like how afterwards, like, I don't know, obviously she's like, I mean all the women after Kageyaki are like, you're why are you such a dick? And he's like, I know. But I like them like hugging on the ship and then there's like nothing else. Like then they don't even get a chance. She just gets she's like jealous of the diner, and then they're like mortal enemies, and I'm like, damn it, no. I just wanted 20 more hours of them like having rom-com hijinks, but it's not that kind of story, I know.
Yeah.
But then and then it has arguably the greatest finale. I mean, I don't me saying another finale is like better, it doesn't mean I like this one any less. Like they're all fucking S tier amazing, like better than anything I've ever seen endings. And I you can bet I was fucking like screaming at the top of my lungs when there was like the fucking death to heroes, death to villains, double transformation, fucking Uzuki playing in the background. Is just like fucking makes all my hair stand on end. But yeah, and it's a great fucking route. I love that Kageyaki too. Like it is a very interesting, different Kageyaki. Like that whole thing with them understanding, because it's like this sort of Damocles that's been hanging over them for the entire route. Like she kind of let it go during their first duel, and kind of they became closer, and he's trying to inspire people and be this hero of justice, and he kind of realizes the folly in this. And is like, I gotta put a stop to this. And it's a really weird, interesting dynamic to have your protagonist be like, I must stop the superhero. And she has very entertaining fights too, because she screams in agony and shoots all her organs out. Yeah. Just a great arc. This is where fucking Muramasa just becomes fucking peak. Because I did Kane first, and I was like, that was really fucking good, and I love this, and it's amazing. But then you do Ichijo routes, and you're just like, oh my god, it's just some of the best fiction. I love it. Yeah. Green?
I don't think I'm not doing an exhaustive discussion of the character. I'm just she's an S.
Okay, perfect.
We've been here a few hours. We need to probably wrap this up. Yeah, Chacha's S.
There we go.
Well, Jaws.
Well,
Jaws isn't gonna say anything. Damn it.
Yeah.
Jaws.
I said where else would she?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you just said well and trailed off like you were daring us to argue.
Okay, best girl, best waifu, breaks the fourth wall, has the smuggest faces, has the funniest faces. She's fucking...
Yeah, she's just great. Her Tsurugi design sucks, but other than that...
Yeah, well, the full Tsurugi is fine. Like, I like the full Tsurugi with the helmet. Yeah. Sorry?
You mean when she goes on Kageaki?
Yeah. Like her actual Tsurugi form.
That's fine. Her chicken form is is weird.
It looks better in the concept art. They fucked up the proportions. It's a shame. I like her backstory a lot, where she's like this fucking political pawn princess, and then she gets inspired by Hikaru. It's very cool.
That's like the most interesting connection or interaction that she has is with Hikaru.
Not them nerding out over racing cruxes?
No, not them nerding out over racing.
But that's so funny.
This is probably one of my... I'm not sure if it's one of my main complaints with Muramasa or not, but Muramasa as a story is very self-indulgent.
That's true. I can't argue with that. I like that though. I like the author going on silly diatribes about things. Like, I enjoy that.
I don't know if a less selfish person could have made Muramasa, so I don't know.
That's true.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, yeah, everyone loves Cha-Cha, and she says she loves big dicks and stuff, even though she's never seen one.
She's lying.
Yeah. Also, she has the best. I love her ending, and I think it's super cute and cool and awesome. And everyone should do Cha-Cha.
Funny, I mean, we talked about it, but it's funny how we had completely different
that was very strange.
And the reason why I liked it was because I thought it was a bad ending, and you like it because
I thought it was a good ending. That is odd. Funny. But everyone can agree they love Chacha-Maru. Also, she looks like Shinobu, but like sassier and bushier eyebrow.
Look better than Shinobu, I say.
I think so too. I mean, I find her very attractive. She's definitely the character I find the most attractive in the game. That's for sure. I
mean, to be fair, I don't like Shinobu, so.
Damn it. You probably like her. What's her face?
Nah.
Okay. Subaru. Thank you. The car.
Yeah. Just
Mercedes.
like ReZero.
Right.
Yeah, Subaru.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be a tricky one.
She can't fit 4 men in it. Never mind.
Oh god, she's definitely not S. I'm gonna say that right now.
I'd say A.
Yeah,
she fits her role really well.
Yeah, she fits her role well. Cool scenes. I love. She
has big boobs and it doesn't feel weird.
Yeah, she does a cool pose with her fists on her hips. She forced Kageaki to learn how to drink and smoke. It's really funny, just to entertain her.
Yeah, among other things.
Her goals were noble. I don't know where I'd put her, like here, I guess.
Really, I wouldn't put her even that high.
Man. She's Vash the Stampede. I don't know. I like all these people a lot. I put it like here. Yeah, she had the, her lessons, some of them do, they resound throughout the game and become very interesting, and she had to do some unfortunate things.
I find it a little frustrating that her whole thing about we're not going to kill the bandits, I feel like she was just completely proven wrong in that situation and never really got taken to task for it.
She didn't count on the bandits having a shitty little brother. Yeah, she did kind of ask the unreasonable over and over. But you know, she did strive for excellence. It's tough to say. Well, obviously Hikaru's going to be S tier, but where on the S scale? I think I'd put her like shut up. I'd put her like here, I think. I wish I could put all the cute I wish I could put all the cute nubile girls together like this, but I think Usadojin might be slightly better.
Part of the problem is for much of the game, Usadojin is definitely better. But in the final, I don't know, fifth, Hikaru is amazingly good.
She is. Well, her
Usadojin's a lot more consistent.
Yeah, her playing off of Minato is... Yeah, I think I'm going to put it like that. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, best ending. Fucking... I mean, she's like... She's... I have mixed feelings because she's like meant to be amazing, and everyone talks about how amazing she is, but she does kind of like... She does cash that check. She's a very unique, entertaining character. Like, you can understand why people would be kind of inspired and in awe of her. Like, she's that kind of girl. Yeah, great design, amazing Tsurugi. The fucking and she has multiple scenes where she says like the coolest and also funniest thing. Like, she shouts like, "You forgot the love," all of the things she says during the dream sequence. I was happy to be vindicated that she really was pining after Minato the whole time, because I was worried. And obviously she gets the greatest finale. I love when she puts Minato in her womb.
What did she mean by that?
What did the writer mean by this?
If only, maybe someday science will have an answer, but you know, we'll never know.
And god damn it, obviously, how many things can be. We'll get more into it when we do a Muramasa podcast.
Is Kagayaki the best main character of anything of all time?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I disagree, but he's definitely the best character in Muramasa.
I don't think I can think of a protagonist who I have had the pleasure of experiencing more than Minato the demon Kagayaki. He's just endlessly fucking fascinating, entertaining, and cathartic to experience. He goes through what really makes Muramasa fantastic for me, maybe I just have a softer brain than others, is that I went through so many of the same motions he did, where he like comes to a conclusion. I went through the same motions. Like, I came to the same conclusions as he did multiple times, and then was proven wrong the same way as he was, you know, like... Often he would arrive at a new point or have a philosophical breakthrough, and I would think like, oh yeah, that makes total sense, that's totally reasonable, and I would be on his wavelength, and then he would experience something that would shatter that, and it would shatter me too. Like, I would be like, oh fuck, I was totally on board with this Kagayaki guy, and now Sorimachi's throwing shit at him. I feel so bad personally. Like, he does a great job of that, and he's obviously the funniest man. He's just the most punished. I seriously, I like him more than I like Guts. I'm not ashamed of saying that. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
And I also probably like him more than Guts.
Good.
To be fair, I'm caught up with
his arc. He has some multiple arcs, which are like the best arc for me. Like, I love his arc in the Ishida route. I love his arc in the Cha-Cha route. I love his arc in the True route. It's fucking chef's kiss. What a man. What a great man. Look at him. Just looking at him, I'm smiling.
It's incredible that you spend so much time with him. You get to really, really, really understand his quirks.
Yeah. Props to all the voice actors, because across the board, phenomenal performances, but his has to be like maybe my favorite, one of my favorite like voice performances ever. Like, it's just always on point. And whatever he's saying, if he's asking someone if they desire power, or if he's shouting Hikaru really loud, or if he's asking people where his brain is, he's the most quotable man. Happens over and over. Yeah, God, I love him. Yeah, I think I think we lost steam near the end, but I think also that's good because we have a lot of stuff to say about these main characters when we do the proper Muramasa time. I think this is I think this is respectable.
Very good point, I assume. Yeah, well, let's cut it off.
Let's do it. Just like the limbs of Coconut Chan. Hooray!
1, 2, 3.